Singleton swings left. Martinelli fakes outside right pass. Sanford floater up and no good. Rebound by Jamarcus. There's a rare miss. Boy, did he ever fake Price out. Here's Price on the other end. Hoists the three. Got it! And the one now. Price Sanford puts up the three. His second one of the game. Central Valley add three, and the Huskers are up 4.
Hoiberg drive and kick. Jacobson out to Sanford. Gosh, it's like he catches it in the shooting position.
Here it is on the way, and the Denver Broncos have won it in overtime.
Fake. Darnold looking, firing end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba.
In trouble. That ball is up for grabs. Picked off. Back the other way, Jones. He is in for the touchdown.
4th and goal for the Bears. Williams, first look not there. Back in the end zone. DJ Moore. Touchdown, Chicago.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Trying to find a channel that's acceptable to everybody on the TVs.
By everybody, you just mean me.
Well,
I know what you're doing.
Also me. I already saw that tennis match. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah. Is that why we lost you all weekend?
No, I didn't have. I was reading them. I just didn't have a ton to add. I mean,
they were so rapid fire. We were busy.
Yeah. I responded to you.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just the one-on-one?
No. Well, yeah. And then when you were like, I would like an apology, I responded to that.
I was like, yeah, just kidding.
You're like, I'm cool. We're fine.
Just kidding. I'm not a big pound of flesh guy, so you could have moved on from that.
Yeah, but if you're searching for a pound of flesh and then
I'm going to get it.
I'm like, you actually don't deserve it, then I'm going to go get mine.
Yeah.
So
it's a very interesting weekend, man. Like,
I thought you seemed like you were having a lot of fun.
No, it's very depressing. And
wait, why was it depressing?
It just was. It was just depressing.
You didn't want to spend $60 million a year on Kyle Tucker?
No, so the thing, yeah. They just were like, you know what? Nobody else is going to get him.
He's kind of just okay, right? Am I crazy?
I don't know. Was it first half Kyle Tucker last year or second half Kyle Tucker last year?
Well, they're both the same guy, right? So
because I am also the same guy that said, hey, can the Cubs keep this up offensively? And all the experts, oh, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, that's how they're built.
And I'm like, I don't know. And sure enough,
they did not.
But anyway.
Not that you're keeping track.
The one thing that I struggle with people in general.
What's that?
Like I can put like I'm cheering for you. I can't stand the whole wanting to be right versus getting it right. So when people can't get out of their way in the moment because they just have they have to get that one thing right. That you could say 15 things, and 14 of the 15 are yeah, sure, I can rock with it. But that one to cling to just for the sake of being combative.
Oh yeah,
like
No, I'm past that.
I can't because over time that you can't rationalize with irrational people.
Correct.
But so if I had any recommendation, hopefully that's nobody you care about. Because if it's somebody you actually care about, then it
sucks.
Then it's much more hurtful.
Yeah.
But if it's just like social media and people like this whole weekend, it was like is a big Cyndi Lauper moment. Shane, do you know what that is?
I know Cyndi Lauper.
I don't know which particular reference you're making, but
and I see your true colors.
Oh, good one.
That's why I love you.
Oh, shout out to Vince checking in from Napa.
It's not girls.
Don't be afraid.
It's not girls just want to have fun.
Which Vince?
I don't know. It's a new guy, I think.
Well, there's only one famous Vince that's out in California.
I don't. Maybe he's not new to you.
Look, Shane, who was the cool Vince I used to like? Vince D with the apostrophe. D'Onofrio? Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew. I would just read it. You remember he was super loud and he always had like those sweet calls, those walk-offs with like Nebraska.
I thought you were talking about the actor.
He used to be here. No, that's my dude. You talking about big guy that used to did Full Metal Jacket and
Yeah,
Criminal or
SVU.
Law and Order?
Yeah.
No, he's not SVU.
One of the Law and
He's
Orders.
regular Law and Order.
Sorry for not knowing which Law and Order of the 8 million it is. I forgot that.
I feel like 8 million is kind of a reach.
We're getting pretty close on episodes.
Wow. We're on like season 27, maybe.
Yeah, and there's like 4 different ones, and now there's like 1,000 episodes of each one.
Wish I could ask AI.
You know, he's
quickly.
also in the he's in Men in Black too.
How many? Yeah. He's
the alien.
Roach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He's wearing the aliens or wearing the Edgar suit.
How many seasons in SVU?
10, 11, 12.
No.
We're like north of 30, I think, at this point. Oh, at SVU,
4,
I don't
6,
know.
8.
OG, we're north of 30, I think.
27.
Okay.
Going on 27. Dang, it's not that there's a in my library. Yeah, so it was.
Oh
not,
no, it's the right one. It's Diadamo. That's the.
Is it him?
Yeah, it's him. Yeah, it's him.
Let's go. You'd know him.
Oh, I recognize the name. Yeah.
You'd know him. Man, Vince has been rocking with us for. He's an OG, Shane.
Ben says he's criminal intent. Is D'Onofrio?
Yeah. What'd I say?
I don't know. Is criminal intent not the OG?
No. So there's
okay.
Law and Order, then there's criminal intent, then there's Law and Order SVU.
So it's just the 3.
Well, they have the collab now with Elliot.
Oh,
because he came back and he was undercover.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot, but that's my jam.
There's a lot going on there
between that and Criminal Minds.
Yeah, it appears to be our old school friend.
Yeah, you
Vince
said
from
Napa
California.
Valley, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute,
He's out in Napa.
I know events in Napa. He used to have these epic walk-offs.
Yeah.
He'd get super excited at the end of the call, and he goes, and that's why Nebraska. And then he'd like have this crescendo.
Is he pro? Is he a positive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Then welcome, Vince.
He is a lot like Kobe.
What's up, Headley?
A lot like, except not. I've never heard Kobe's voice.
Yeah.
I've talked to Vince a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually one of those people I've met in person too.
Well, welcome, Vince. I'm glad you found us.
Welcome. Vince. I'm glad you found us.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. This week, it's very eye-opening weekend. Again, be careful about trying to rationalize with irrational people. It will hurt your feelings.
My favorite part.
But I don't know if you care about anybody enough.
Oh, I do.
I actually love a couple of people.
I do care about certain people enough, but
no, you don't.
It's a small group.
I don't.
And I generally have like cultivated my group.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've cultivated my group to be like people that are like-minded enough. Even if they don't agree with me, they process information in a way that I can understand.
Are those people that generally want the best for you, even
Yes.
if it may be at their own expense?
Yeah.
Hang with those people.
Yeah.
Hang
And
with
they're
those
people that I want.
Ditch everybody.
They're
else.
people that I want the best for as well.
What are these menus for?
My
hands are exceptionally dry.
I
Do
was-
you care?
I mean, you can get some lotion. Get.
So,
It's dry out though. It's tough. It's tough out there.
So Shane's watching me because I was very selective with my heads today.
Yeah,
I went with the just one syllable, guys.
Jeep and Mac.
Just Jeep and Mac.
I'm a big Jeep guy.
So, do you know why I'm rocking with these two guys today? It fits my mood.
How so?
Greater good, guys.
Okay.
Therefore, the greater good.
I think Jeep had a nice first month on the job.
Yeah, Jeep did have a nice job. Jeep was at West Side. He was in the area Thursday, maybe? Yeah, Thursday.
Who's he looking at? You don't have any linemen over there.
Got a couple studs. We're gonna be built different this year. Anyway, we were leaving the field. Mike had intramurals yesterday, and he was basically my only friend all weekend. So I almost let him drive too, and I was like,
Oh, are you guys talking again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we figured it out. We were sitting at dinner on.
He decided what kind of mood he was going to be in.
Oh yeah, you heard that conversation. So I told him, I said, "Yeah, you were on speaker," and he goes, "Yeah, that probably didn't paint me in the best light." But that's how. I mean, you listen to it. I was like, "That's how he talks."
I like the self-awareness though.
Wow, don't even get me started on that. Self-awareness.
It takes somebody to be like,
Do you okay? Can I just ask this?
Yeah.
Because I struggled all weekend. Do you think it's asking too much for people to pull out mid tailspin? Do you think is it that uncommon?
Oh, I do think situation matters, but generally speaking, I think once they're in a tailspin, most people are not capable.
God, it's amazing how people compound problems.
My issue is most of the time. I know it's like
no.
It's like your old show.
No, you do.
It's like your old show.
Well, what is this? Ought to be good.
Black and white, right? No, it's Coffee and Cream. I forgot what the name was.
I miss Andrew.
We got it backwards though too.
Look at what he's doing. He's a daddy.
He is. He
and Ash.
No, I think
maybe next time I go to visit my sister in St. Louis, I should go see him.
Yeah, go stop
by.
Is
he still in the Lou?
I believe so, yeah.
I should ask.
Went back home to be with family.
Yeah. Good on him.
Yeah.
It's a young dad.
I think once people have gotten to the place where they're tail spinning, most people cannot pull out of it.
Yeah.
I usually want people to figure it out before they spiral.
I try. Twitter was, it shows violence this weekend.
Oh yeah,
fudge.
What?
And I was here for it. I was here because I was like, all right.
What set it off for most people that you were interacting with? Like, where was the tipping point?
So it started with the Rhule Ekeler thing.
Yep.
So there was definitely a vibe.
Yep.
And it
set the mood.
It went way over the top with Denver and Buffalo. Denver and Buffalo.
Oh.
The catch, no catch.
So we carried into like different arenas.
Yeah, it's similar temperament.
Sure.
Somebody called me a dunce. I was like, ouch.
You know what I've kind of figured out?
What?
When people start calling me names, it's because I won.
It's kind of. So
when
my favorite though. So a less subtle indicator is, well, you'll have spent time talking about something and then they go back to, well, if you would have just done and then they pick the one thing.
Yep.
Well, if you'd have just done, and then it's like, all right, we're not into being or getting it right. We just want to be right, because the whole thing. Listen, I wasn't a fan of either team.
Sure.
I'm cheering.
Anybody,
I do love Josh.
I'll say you ride with Josh Allen.
I rock with Josh Allen.
But anybody that knows you knows you're a Steelers fan. You don't have a vested interest really in either.
So that wasn't
club.
Even my point. My point was right.
So
my point was,
you're just watching football.
I know this particular situation benefits you right now, but you're not gonna want it like that.
They're like, we don't know what a catch is. We don't know.
Yeah,
yes, 100%. That's not hard to figure out.
But that's how I am about almost everything.
Yes.
Even when it's advantageous to me, I'm gonna be like,
you're long term, I don't want you making decisions that way.
No, because it's not gonna work.
Yes.
It's just
because at some point that's gonna bite me in the ass.
And it's gonna come back the other way.
Yeah, it's I don't want that.
About the second man being caught. So why don't complain?
You're very
about officials?
consistent about that. Yeah.
You're gonna get some breaks, and you're not gonna get some breaks. But again, we were supposed to, unless you were Trev. Could you? Hey, listen, we're not talking about officiating. We're not talking about the situations that go into winning a big game, or I just come by it all fairly honest, right? So it's like, if you're a Denver fan, it was, you're an idiot. Why can't you see? And if you were a Buffalo fan, it was, man, this is highway jobbery, right? If you were kind of neutral, but you agreed with the outcome, it painted you
in a certain light.
Yeah. If you were kind of neutral and you didn't agree with the outcome, you were in a different camp. The only thing I cared about was, this is going to happen to somebody again, and it's still not right.
Yeah.
Right? We're literally again. I couldn't care if you called it a catch or not catch. My original premise was they should have taken more time on the field as opposed to just telling us New York
gonna review it. Yeah.
New York reviewed it.
Yeah.
It was the only controversial thing of the weekend where we didn't go into the 5-6 minute breakdown during the game of what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right or wrong?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
correct.
when I was like, they should have just gone to review. Oh, you idiot. Like, they did review. No, okay. Well aware that some secret people in New York talk to one another, and they're like, oh, replay assist, or it's gone to review. We review all turnovers. The lack of explanations real time was mind-boggling.
Can I say real quick about that? I know.
Like, what are we in a hurry for?
100%, especially in that situation. Like, get it right.
Did you hear Herman Edwards yesterday morning?
Oh,
man. And he and Woody disagreed, which was a beautiful example of how the world can work.
Mm-hmm.
Herm thought it was a catch. He thought it was a catch because, had possession, knees down.
The defender didn't get in there soon enough.
Damian Woody standing right next to him. He's like, man, I'm rocking with the interception. And Herm goes, right or wrong, walk us through what really happened.
Yeah.
And you could do the frame by frame. You could not. But it was just like, what are we doing during commercials? Like, we could talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
The same as they did the 18 other times at something. It's just one of those weekends for the NFL. Right?
Yeah.
Where you were just getting example after example to pit against what had just happened the day before.
100%.
And it's clear as what this morning still.
Mud.
Because
no one tells anybody anything.
It's amazing. Again, catch, no catch, I don't care.
Yeah.
The mechanics were horrible. And, I felt like it was right in my wheelhouse. Number one, because I don't forget anything. Number two, like, my team is a victim of this.
Yeah.
This very thing. A very, very famous 40-minute meltdown. That wasn't a meltdown. 40-minute explanation on why Jesse James got robbed and why I hate the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Famous. That game was December 17, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We had a show the very next morning. And I was like, how is that not a catch?
Yeah.
Like, how is that not a catch? And then it's like, so you know what they did? And this is simple research, which when people are in their feelings on social media, they just want to.
I'd say fact finding becomes challenging.
Challenging.
Yeah.
Like, just pull back for a second.
Yeah.
What are we really saying? Now, what are we really saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you guys, you understand, this is always going to be an issue. If you're going to rule a fumble different than a catch with completing an action, when is down by contact really going to be down by contact? Because we've seen it both ways. We've seen guys get bailed out on fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they fumbled, but because of a technical, the way the rule reads.
Yeah.
I don't want to change your thought process. Like, they get bailed out, right? Football move, not football move. After the Jesse James thing in 2017, they changed the rule in 2018 to take out the whole completing the catch, the ground thing.
Surviving the ground.
Yeah. And then it got into the very next year was, hey, as long as the ground doesn't aid, and they're just, it's always doing something. I'm like, forget all that.
Yep.
Just let me know when down by contact means down by contact.
Yep.
Like, just start there.
Because it either is or it isn't.
And then the rest is like.
Yeah. It can't be like, well, when you're a ball carrier and you're down by contact, it looks like this. But when you're a receiver and you're down by contact, it looks like that. Like that can't be two different things.
So who had the sweet pick along the sidelines where he got the knee down?
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah. Was it Westbrook? I think it was I think it was somebody for the Patriots.
It was the Patriots, but I don't remember who the guy was.
So what they do, they use the still.
Mm-hmm.
They freeze frame, because sometimes, I'm not talking to Steve Palazzi or anybody on Twitter who kept saying stop using stills, even though the frame by three. I'm not a big capture a still guy either.
Yes.
Except for if I need to establish in or out.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
So, but I get what he was saying. He just was overdoing it because he was exhausted
Mm-hmm.
of everybody just doing stills. Which I get. But so he gets the knee down. It's over, and they're talking about the completing of the catch to make sure it was an interception because he was on his arms were on the white.
Mm-hmm.
In the very next game with Devontae Adams,
yep,
the exact same interpretation of down or inbounds versus not.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to do X for it to not be a fumble, but you do have to do X
for it to be a catch.
For it to be a catch.
Yeah.
When is down? Because I think Buffalo, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I said this to Robert Littall. I'm like, you're gaslighting these guys like they're dumb. Buffalo just wants an explanation on when down by contact is down by contact. I think that's what Buffalo fans wanted.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah,
like
fair.
Which is what I think McDermott was saying in the presser. But then, social media is gonna social media. But the only reason that I tripled my tweets in one day is because of the Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah. Because the connection back to it.
And the rule change. Mm-hmm. And what they were trying to clear up.
Which they did not at all.
Not at all.
I will say one thing
and the wishy between Macaulay and Sarah, some of these guys on social media, I'm like, you guys know that social media is they'll go back and dig.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you're gonna make these, definitive, this is how it is, some of these threats, I was like, well, we're not getting any resolution because we're not having clarity. What were you just looking up?
No, I was trying to, because Kobe keeps talking about surviving the catch. So I was trying to look up the current definition from the NFL, because I thought they had changed that terminology of surviving the catch post Pittsburgh.
The ground, yeah.
Or surviving the ground. So I was looking up to make sure. The one thing I will say that goes a long way, that requires zero rule changes whatsoever. And I know a lot of people probably don't watch a lot of random ACC football. The ACC has the conversation piped through, they've got the audio anytime they review a call. And I think that actually helps a ton, because nothing changes. The definitions don't change. The interpretations don't change, but everybody knows what discussion was had. And I think that forces the referees to have better discussions about what they're looking at. I actually think it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Just to have the transparency of what is being discussed while they're reviewing this. And I think it makes for better decisions. I really do.
Yeah. So 17-18 of surviving the ground was the first iteration of the new rule.
Mm-hmm.
But to Kobe, to the point I'm trying to make versus what Kobe's saying is, what Kobe's doing is part of what I think the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it makes sense to most people. It's not whether it was a catch or a not catch. It's the inconsistency and what a catch is versus down by contact versus
when is down by contact, down by contact.
When is down by contact, down by contact. We get the completing the catch thing. That doesn't make it a good idea, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what's hard for people to rationalize. Why do you bail people out on a fumble, potentially, but not a catch? And what's the real football move, right?
Mm-hmm. In that situation, what is the football move?
Kobe, so what is a runner? Is lunging running? Is sliding running?
Is diving?
Is diving running?
Because here's the thing.
The caps don't help for clarity. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what we're talking about.
Because if it has to do with being a runner, any diving catch is never a catch. Yeah. If we're talking about being a runner in the strictest sense, any diving catch should never count. Yeah. So that can't be it.
So
right?
If I catch a ball.
Also, I'm looking at the NFL rule book. There's nothing about being a runner in here.
No, I know. I am.
I'm literally looking at the definition of a catch.
It's okay.
There's also nothing about surviving the ground.
No, can I just say this real quick? I'm doing two things at once.
Yeah.
One, I admit my food storage practices are not the best. They're not the best. I just want to get that out of the way. Just saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So, can I ask another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
About the catch no catch thing.
Yeah.
Do you think the ground helped Butte yesterday?
I am not sure he completes the catch without it. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did it look like it was enough of his own volition where we were willing to be like,
So yes.
That's what we do.
Yes.
That's what we do when we decide if the ground is a thing or not.
100%.
That's kind of
No, it's terrible.
It's kind of subjective.
I mean, the hard part about this is I'll watch something.
Did you watch Puka Nacua a couple weeks ago in Seattle?
Yeah.
That was just as much of a catch as Butte's.
Yeah.
I always want to say booty. It's Butte.
Yeah, it's Butte.
And by the way, do you think he loves Drake May? Like, this dude's reemergence as the guy we thought he was coming out of college is sick. But anyway.
It's incredible what happens when you have a quarterback.
Dude, Drake May is a mother.
Just ask Peter Warwick.
Like, wow.
I'm just saying.
Is Peter Warwick the
College.
one guy whose career you would like? If you could pick any of your dudes, you want him playing sometime else?
Yes, 100%. He'd be a monster now.
There's a lot of guys. No Red Sox, no Niners, no. You always find a way to go back to old Pete.
College Football Hall of Famer Peter Warwick. He's got inducted this year.
I follow sports.
I think. Well, I just like to remind people sometimes they don't always know. I think he is. Of like, if I'm not talking about, especially if I'm not talking about like redoing injuries or anything like that. Like if I'm talking about like, hey, they were in the wrong time. Mm-hmm. Peter Warwick's, I think, the guy. Mm-hmm. He's way ahead of his time.
Gotcha.
And if he was in a situation where he had a real quarterback at any point, that would have been really, really cool. Like that would have been nice. Because even when he went to Seattle, he still just had Hasselbeck. Like he's not helping him out that much.
All right, so we're all out.
Yeah.
Who are we cheering for? Jacob's out. I'm out.
Yeah,
Damon is out.
I'm super.
You're cooked.
I'm super duper.
Shane's been done.
Rams.
Anybody else in our friend group?
I know a lot of Broncos fans, but not in like.
Are we cheering for Stibbs?
We got Stibbs.
Well, we can't anti-Bishop.
We got Brunts.
Yep, Broncos. Should we just go with the consensus?
I mean, out of the teams left, I definitely know the most Broncos fans. Kenny's a Broncos fan, big Broncos fan.
Yeah.
KB.
Hey, he stuck his neck out there.
Yeah, he did.
Bless his heart.
Did you see somebody? Because he was like, as a receiver, this, and this on the catch interception thing, and I think he was biased because he's a Broncos fan, but that's fine, whatever.
So are we rocking with like
what? Are we rocking with the Broncos? I don't know.
What are we gonna do with Sasha?
And Rico. Rico's a Patriots fan.
Oh, little dude's a Pats fan?
Yeah, Rico's a Patriots fan.
Why is Rico a Pats fan? At least Sasha's old. Eat.
Damn. Rico's older than you think he is.
30.
He's like 33, I think.
Still young.
I know. 32, maybe? 32.
By the way, I would like for you to apologize to his wife.
You said it. I didn't say it. You said it.
What did I say? 52 kids?
Yeah.
I said 5. I meant 5 minus 2.
Sure.
But you're the one that went into
that was awesome.
Scoring.
I was quoting Austin. That's his problem.
Everybody's deferring.
That was an Austin problem,
Sorry.
as most things are.
Sorry, Mrs. Hyphenated Claire.
She already doesn't like me, so it's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's because
I think I want to meet her.
She's pretty cool. I like her. She's funny.
Just normal people just not liking you.
Yeah. Well, it's because she's like very big on like, oh, kids are the best, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Even your You snark.
Yeah.
Why is Rico? Why? Hey, Suave. What's the Pats fan?
He says he came into sports consciousness and they were pretty good, pretty easy. Pick.
Oh, good pull though.
Love Ty
with
Law.
Ty Law.
Yeah, you're a big Ty Law guy.
I am. I don't know what it is about these dumb Michigan DBs.
It's because you low key kind of like Michigan. You always have.
Maybe.
I guess. I mean, it's fine.
I mean, but we're going all the way. But this is pre-you.
No,
this
I know.
is like
when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you say I can't see, but I can see color. I just thought I was confusing maize and blue for black and gold.
Yeah, I could understand that.
I just was looking for for blacks and yellows.
Especially, back in the day, the TV sets weren't as clear as they used to be, or as they are now. Back in the day. No, I have a strange affinity for a lot of Michigan players.
So Ty Law, that's a good pull.
I was a big Braylon Edwards guy.
Me too. Caleb Braylon Benning.
I was a big Braylon Edwards guy. I've told you this. I loved Tim Biakabatuka. I was a huge Tim Biakabatuka fan.
Charles Woodson may make the case.
I like Charles Woodson
for my favorite non-team I cheer for player ever.
Yeah,
ever. He is 100% in the discussion.
Yeah, I loved Charles Woodson. I was a big Charles Woodson guy.
Yeah.
I was who else? There's a bunch of Michigan guys that I just randomly just liked.
It's so funny.
There's another receiver
talk about
I'm
television
forgetting.
and how things look and stuff. Even like when I watched him mow down Boston and those guys from Ohio State, I was like,
How does he do it? He just doesn't look very fast.
there's the dark cleats and the grass, and I was like, but man, that dude makes a lot of plays. I'm a huge.
There's another Michigan receiver that I'm forgetting.
So he started. So 32 puts the bulk of his peak sports watching years in his teens. 32.
So 20 years ago.
20. Yeah. So
that's
the
about
mid
right.
90s. That's right.
Mid 2000s.
No,
He was-
7. Oh yeah, I was thinking kid. So I'm going back to when he was like 7 or 8. 7 or 8 is
Late 2000s or late 90s.
yeah.
Or no, 7 or 8. It's 2026, so he'd have been 6 in 2000.
Okay.
So his right around 2000. So that makes sense for the Patriots
Yeah.
coming up.
Was the first one 01?
01, yeah. So I kind of get it. That's not forgivable, but I
I
get
don't
it.
know a lot of young Patriot fans.
I don't either.
And there isn't a considerable amount of age difference between he and Sasha, but we know that her ridiculous love fest starts with that one guy.
One Thomas
Fudge.
Brady.
God, he's gonna get the mute.
Who?
Brady.
Oh, you follow him?
No one. Broker.
Oh, yeah, he's not very good. Not very good at all.
I am a big Braylon Edwards guy.
I'm trying to find
Can you
this.
imagine his first name was almost Braylon.
What made you go with Caleb?
His mom.
Well, fair.
Oh, plus we went biblical. Caleb, Micah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Micah was almost Daniel, but that was too
A little too biblical.
peanut butter and jelly-ish.
Oh,
So
I
of
thought
course
you were going to
Daniel's
say
his middle name.
too white.
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I was asking.
Who said, "Can we ever have a
Who was-
conversation without introducing race"?
Who was
that the group
Caleb?
text or was it? No, it was Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Weird
Who-
that the Grand Dragon would select. No,
Who was Caleb in the Bible?
no, I just meant because I watched. No, I don't mean like the wizard. I meant like,
Like Harry Potter.
yeah, of course. Yes, Shane. I'm
Who,
sorry.
who was Caleb in the Bible?
What do you mean? Who was?
But you said it was biblical, so that's
Yeah, he was. He's a character in the Bible.
okay.
Yeah, like
Moses and
never. Yeah.
Abraham.
I'd have got my. Yeah. Are you? How grounded are you in the
Well,
word?
Well, I mean, I've read some of it, but I just don't remember a Caleb. So that's why I was just wondering.
Let
who
me
it was.
just generally speaking. What animal is Daniel notoriously associated with?
I don't know.
Lions.
Am I talking to you?
He said, I don't know. I was trying to help him out.
I just was testing his deal. Shane, so according to the text, Jesus was good with bread,
Okay.
water.
Okay.
What was the protein?
Fish.
Okay. All right. So you got basic knowledge. Why is that funny? Let's start small.
What's that?
You're definitely not good at this encouragement thing.
No, that's why I stopped coaching. I'm bad at encouragement. I'm bad at teaching. I was like, ooh, that's 2 out of 3 ain't great.
All right, Meatloaf. So who are we? So we're torn.
Yeah,
So who has the least amount of fans? The Seahawks?
I'm not rooting for. Well, yeah, I'm not rooting for the Seahawks because of what they just did to the Niners. That was rough.
God, there's a storyline that almost bread has protein too. Oh God, kill.
You know what he meant. You know what he meant.
That's the most kale thing ever.
You know what he meant.
It's still a good piece of cheese. I tried the good piece of cheese thing this weekend. It just does
Headley
not.
said Shane just described a fillet of fish.
I had some fish last night. It was good.
Hey, we're doing this draft thing.
Oh yeah, we will.
We're definitely doing the draft.
We'll wait till after football season, so we got a little lull, but we'll do a listener draft.
Now we're starting to get a ton of guys, and we left a lot of good guys out.
Yeah, we did.
So the Seahawks have the least amount of fans.
I think so. I can't root for him after what happened.
So there's something for me.
Yeah.
And every team that's left, except for, I could even convince myself of New England. The first to worst, and I'm a big Vrabel guy.
I like Vrabel. And I like Drake May.
So, and I want to be right about Drake May, which that's fine. I think every people that liked him, I wasn't a hot take. I wanted Drake May.
Yeah.
So there's that. Denver, I said all year, like, they're good.
Yeah, you did.
And everybody kept telling me, yeah. I'm like, no, they're good. Like, they're a good football team.
The Bo Nix thing is rough, though.
Why? Listen.
That's rough.
Don't count.
I'm saying
it is.
That's rough.
I get it.
That's
it's
rough.
super rough. What's the line?
I
bet you they respect him. What's the line?
I'm looking it up.
The Stidham, it's 5.5.
That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
It's only 5.5 with a backup quarterback. That's respect.
Yeah, it is 100%. You would know this better than me. Does it matter how it happened?
An injury?
Does it matter on the team psyche how it happened? Because I watched the 49ers lose Dre Greenlaw running onto the field in a Super Bowl, and that seemed like that messed him up. Like, it's not even in the field of play. You're just like, what the hell just happened? Like, you feel cursed almost. Does it matter that it was on some random weird kneel down centering the ball as opposed to, he got sacked, that's football, this happens?
With this particular case, at the end of the game, already having been victorious, knowing it was.
Yeah.
Because when Greenlaw got hurt, it was very much in place.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I think, if anything,
like that won't carry over.
They'll be motivated.
Okay, go win one for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to continue to have said Denver's good.
Okay.
With Seattle, it's easy. You already know my storyline. There's 2, and I said McDonald. I'm a high school to
big McDonald guy.
I'm a huge McDonald guy, and who do I rock with?
Player,
great defender. I am without question, his greatest defender. Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Stafford is easy.
Yeah, Stafford's your guy.
Because
big Stafford guy.
Yeah. And I almost wish he wouldn't have got that first Super Bowl, because when I was saying he was going to be a Hall of Famer without it, I don't know if I'd have been right.
He should.
But I was dying on that hill.
Yeah.
I was willing to take one.
Yeah.
And you know whose running style? I gave it away. I'm a huge Kyron Williams fan.
Oh yeah.
The way he runs is sweet. Like, it
fits your eye.
Yeah. Outside of that 3rd and 1 call.
Well,
WTF. But anyway. But if it was Chicago, you know who I'd have been telling you I told you so.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, it's Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Listen, I'm talking to Vers last night, and this dude is still mad at Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I'm like, would you relax?
Yeah. Listen.
This guy almost got you to the NFC Championship. Damn it, DB, I told you. Damn improvising.
Soft.
He said, stop making that SHIT up. Man, you still cussing?
Yeah, stay cussing.
According to him, he still runs it up there. That's fine.
Yeah, my issue with Caleb, you tried to paint me as a Caleb hater. All I said, which was 100% accurate.
I don't know if he could do the on-script thing.
Yeah, just stay on script enough. Yeah. Can you stay on script enough?
That's fine.
And just I said it's flip a coin, and we were flipping coins last night.
Oh. Shane. That's a great bold. You keep talking.
The improvised stuff that was never a question. Unbelievable. You get that 4th down conversion. There's I know Maddie said 1 of 1.
You see TK.
What TK say?
I'm kind of a big fan of that term. When I think something really sucks.
Yeah.
Like I said it to Shane on Friday.
What, that blows?
Yeah. Because this seems to be like that's at the bottom.
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 guys in the league that can make that throw. I know Dean Marina said that's a 1 of 1 throw.
It's not.
There's a few guys that can make that throw. Current versions of guys, there's at least 2.
Google Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers 2015.
That's
against the Arizona Cardinals.
Prime Aaron Rodgers 100% can make that throw.
He did it 16 times in one game.
Yeah, Prime Aaron Rodgers 100% can make that throw. No questions.
I thought you asked a legit question, though.
Whether the throw to Devontae Adams on the sideline was better, because I thought it was.
Dude, he cut that thing.
There was no space there.
And he went hash.
Yes.
Far hash to sideline.
Yes. In that weather, when the window is this big.
Yeah, that thing was silly.
Now, the catch is incredible. Don't get me wrong. You have to, but to get the ball to a place where a catch can be made, unbelievable.
So do you watch some of these guys and wonder why we're so big on speed and athleticism in the league? Because you watch Stephon Diggs, you watch Devontae Adams, you watch Puka Nacua. You're like, are these Keenan Allen?
Dude,
Jason Witten played 226 years and was running like 6'1s.
Anybody
watch Kelsey lately?
That man, I think I might be able to beat him in a foot race. Honest to God.
And we still couldn't get open.
There's a chance. Yeah, I couldn't get open, but I might be able to beat him in a 20.
I can't either.
The funniest thing about that, so I was having a conversation, I can't remember, with Evan, I think, and he brought up Surratt from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, hey, where do you think he's going to go in the draft? And I was like, I don't know, because I don't know what he's going to test.
Exactly. But you watch him and you're not wild until you see him make every contested catch in America.
So you know what I told him? I was like, I don't understand how wide receivers get evaluated, because it seems like everybody's like, oh, yeah, this guy's going to play for 12 years in the league. He's going to be super productive. We'll take him in the 4th round.
Remember when he was dusting off Nebraska and Bloomington, and we're like, we're getting beat by guys from James Madison.
Yeah, now
that's pretty good, because we were at Deer Creek.
Yeah.
Shout out us. What I asked the Indiana guy in preseason about, this is before last year, I said, hey, they got this guy I want to ask you about, because I watch a lot of FCS.
Yep.
I think Surratt is pretty good.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
I am a nerd.
But that's a guy where I go, he's probably not going to test well enough to be a 1st-round draft pick, but he's a guy that everybody who watches him is like, yeah, he's going to play for a decade in the NFL. I don't understand. Why don't you just draft those guys? There's linebackers and wide receivers are the guys that everyone will agree, yeah, he's going to play for a decade in the NFL. And then they just don't draft him for the first 3 rounds because they're like, no, he didn't run fast enough. It's like, you know he's going to play forever. What are we doing here?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And
it drives me crazy.
I know you're thinking I'm just going to say that I agree just because it's Kale Jim. Shane bold that comment. I couldn't even believe we got on this.
On the Caleb Williams thing?
I couldn't even believe
the last interception.
It was a thing.
It's a bad ball.
I'm like, you guys are regurgitating nonsense. That was a bad ball.
Yeah.
If you would have said, I see why he did it, sure,
still bad ball.
But if you're gonna throw him open, that bad boy's got to be on the line because
it's a little floaty.
Yeah, man, you could already.
He didn't put it on him. He did not put enough on it.
That's an atom ball.
Yeah.
It's got to be at him.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. I'm like, why are you guys serious right now? Are we just gonna? And I love Caleb Williams, but I wasn't about to just fawn over that. That was a bad throw.
And
I I see the coverage.
Mhm.
He just didn't execute the throw. And I'm
Which-
not blaming DJ Moore on quitting on the route.
I'm guessing he saw the throw and it was like, oh,
No, you know what he saw?
what?
He saw Curl with leverage.
Mm.
Curl beat him to the Curl saw the open window before Williams saw the open window. So if Curl's already closing distance,
Mhm.
it has to be flat
Yeah.
or on him. Like the float.
Yeah.
Float on. Then you do a little spin around. Float on. It's R&B's early.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Clubs were still segregated, so you probably weren't. You weren't at the Cottonwood.
No, I was not. No, I was not. There was.
Although it'd have been your style of dress.
Well, I'll suit it up.
Oh yeah.
Boat shoes.
No,
Different style.
dummy.
Well, I'm sure there's a club
Probably
that.
closer to wingtips.
Yeah, no, I like a wingtip. Get all
Well,
suited.
I'm helping him out.
No, all suited and booted. I was just
Can I help our little friend?
trying not to make any jokes about segregation on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You know,
I'm here working. I might as well.
then you throw cotton at me. I was like, whoa, easy, man. I got
Bryce, big Providence guy.
well, North Carolina guy.
Him too. By the way,
Yeah. What's up? How you feeling?
speaking of cheering for guys that I hate,
Yeah. UB Davis?
no.
Oh, okay.
You probably don't because they're flying under the radar, except when I always mispronounce their best player's name up in Portland.
Oh, Denny Avgia.
Him too. Are you paying any attention to Caleb Love?
No, not at all.
Bro, undrafted, doing the league,
Let's look him up.
doing the NBA as an undrafted volume scorer.
I was like,
He is putting it on the association right now.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
He plays a lot.
Well, yeah, he does.
What?
Putting it on is aggressive.
Okay.
Would you like to guess what he's averaging?
No.
Okay.
No.
Would you like to guess the shooting percentages?
It's Caleb Love. It's never going to be high.
No, it's pretty low.
Well, listen, the guy's he's going to be a 36, 37% field goal percentage guy.
Yeah, so that's hard to define that as putting it on anybody.
Oh, I know he's a lot better than you thought, or we thought.
No, he's
or anybody thought.
He is literally the exact person.
Robbie, he was undrafted though.
That's fine. I think he should have stayed there.
How about Arizonans claiming him?
Do you want him?
Well, he played one more year in Carolina than he did in Arizona.
Do you want him? That wasn't the question.
Dude, he got hot during that tournament. I'll take that.
That's
I ain't gonna
terrific.
Throw the baby out with the
He had one
bathwater.
good run. That's nice. He had
TK, I'm not messing with you. TK's got to be off today.
5 good games. Yeah, it's a
no
government.
public service.
It's
work.
a government. Yeah.
So we get TK all day.
He says, "Is today or Juneteenth the more important holiday?"
I'm not messing with him.
I don't feel qualified to answer that.
By the way, did you know there's a camel on here?
For what it's worth, a Oh, I saw the mountains. I didn't see the camel before. It does say camel right on there, so that makes sense. Also, what's a polar camel?
Like a tauntaun in Star Wars.
Yeah, basically. That's a good pull.
They do smell bad on the outside.
It smells.
How do you know what tauntaun? They're not even. How do you know what they smell like?
That's what Han Solo
Yeah,
said in
that's it.
Empire Strikes Back.
Who put him in there? Han Solo.
Yeah, slice that thing open with the lightsaber and.
Do you think that's where they got it in? What's that one movie that's almost impossible to watch? Oh, The Revenant.
Oh, maybe.
He put himself in the horse.
Yeah,
Mildly disgusting.
listen, gotta stay warm. Yeah, that movie was a tough hang.
Oh yeah, that is like that's up there. It's top 3 or 4 non-rewatchable movies.
Yeah, like what are we doing here?
I'd take breaks. That was during COVID.
Oh yeah,
I sat in the dark in my living room by myself
just need to take a lap.
in the middle of the day. It was like 3:30. In the dark is winter. I was like, oh my God, this is depressing.
Yeah, it's rough.
Why was I by myself? Well, there's a good chance I'm always going to be by myself.
Caleb Love, just for what it's worth. Averaging 11 points per game. That's fine. 2.5 assists, 2.5 rebounds. That's fine.
You're such a hater. Get outside the numbers, man. He's on a heater the last 3 weeks in the association.
He's shooting 39% from the field. He's shooting 39% from the field.
Wait, what did Kill Jim say? I don't know why he has my attention these last month. DB has some seen Revenant, but not. So infamously, Kale Jam, I have seen Inglourious Bastards. I just missed the first 11 minutes, and so I got murdered because apparently that was the most important part of the movie. What?
D Shafe says, "What's the temperature inside of a tauntaun?" Lukewarm.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
That's pretty good.
I need jokes. You guys keep the jokes up.
I like that. That was pretty solid. Alex says DB would have eaten the horse, but only if it was left out for at least a day.
I can't believe how you got people thinking.
You mean by accurately repeating the information you say out loud?
No, I don't think it. That's the horse head in the bed in Scarface, right?
In Godfather.
Yeah. Godfather, I meant.
That reminds me, Nebraska won this weekend.
Shane, do you have that queued up?
18-0.
You have that queued up with my man KP?
We'll hear it at some point.
Okay, thank you. Just buying himself time.
No, it's fine. It's it's Nebraska's 18-0.
And now these are their two trickies.
Washington, Minnesota.
Yes.
Washington
and my man Yates is back. We're the only people in the Midwest talking about Yates and Diallo at Washington.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's back.
I would imagine most people in Washington are not talking about Yates and Diallo.
No, they're good.
That's fine, but they're talking about the Seahawks.
Back
to guess.
Yeah,
probably.
I did a thing a couple years ago where I was in Seattle. Somebody flew me out there, Washington. I don't know, somebody for Nebraskans.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Carolina was up playing in Spokane.
Oh, did you catch him?
No.
Oh.
It's not that close.
Oh, yeah, Spokane's not that close.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I just remember being at the event when they were playing up there.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody talks about Washington basketball. And Washington basketball was really good that year. Really good that year.
I'm trying to place it. Would that have been like Nate Robinson?
No, not that.
Not that long ago?
No,
I don't know when you went up there.
This was in the last 5 years.
Okay. You didn't give that context.
Dude, Nate
I was trying to remember. That was like 2010s. That was like 2010-ish.
Is that all?
I think, yeah. I think so. I think Nate Robinson.
How old is little Nate?
I think Nate Robinson was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, but
I think. We're gonna look it up here. Listen. You didn't give any context. I was trying to remember the last time they were good at basketball.
Did you type at your old job like the fraud stuff?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Why are you so bad at it?
I don't know. It happens. Okay, so it was a little longer ago than that. That's my bad. He was 0405 was his last year there.
I was about to say
that's like 20 years ago. All right, it was a little longer ago than I thought. I'll eat that.
I just know nobody was flying me out anywhere when I was 30 unless it was Noddle.
Seems like it might have been on the table.
No, but can you? So do you not know why you haven't become a better typer?
Why is that?
No, it's a question.
Oh, I thought you were going to answer it for me. I thought you had answers. You're like, would you like to know why you?
I have no idea. That's why I asked you.
So I'm a pretty good typer when I'm not also trying to talk.
Oh,
it's the.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's like when I'm just sitting there. I can even like watch stuff while I'm typing and be good. Like I'm not one of those people that if I hear somebody say something, I'll type it. I'm pretty good at that. The talking and typing, like it's the two outputs at the same time that I struggle with.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's a.
We're doing our best out here. We're trying to make it.
I know. I was watching hoops Friday. Went to Lincoln Lutheran and Ashland Greenwood. And I was getting there are these kids that were, I mean, just hilarious. There couldn't have been one older than 10.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a group of 6. And, Coach Rhule is super, like, friendly. And by the end of this deal, they kept saying, "Hey, Matt." Like, "Hey, Matt, can we?" And I was cringing every time they said it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to, speaking of multitasking is where I'm going with this. And I was talking to Coach Jackson at the same time because he's got a guy. He got Freeze and he got Kuhlman. Kuhlman's at Lincoln Lutheran. I'm like, hey, man, watching your guy, super good frame, whatever. And I'm trying to text. And twice in a row, I went, Matt. Because the kids kept saying it. And I was like, see, that's why I voice text. But it was too loud for me to voice text, so I actually had to type. By the way, Kittrell's a good athlete.
I was going to say, how's Kittrell?
He's a really good athlete.
Yeah.
We walked in. So this is funny. So we walked in, and Leona went to go, with the kids to go get some concessions.
Yeah, snacks.
Coach Rhule gave these kids. They just gave him a 20 and was like, "Hey,
go nuts."
No, he wanted something, but told him to keep the change.
Gotcha.
Short story long. So we're in there probably 6-7 minutes. We're watching warm-ups, and his right-hand man, Coach Wishon, drove. And so he likes scouting. Like he just likes watching. And so we're watching warm-ups, and he goes, "Oh, I kind of like 23." He goes, "Look at him, finishing, and he's kind of bouncy." I didn't think anything of it. And about halfway through the first quarter, he has a nice little finish. He drives, gets in the lane, finishes. He's like, "Oh, see, I'm telling you." But the next time down, he gets an offensive rebound, and it's like a little quick putback. So I finally started paying attention, and I looked, and he goes, "Man," he goes, he's playing the wrong sport. He goes, "That's a football guy." And then that got my attention. So I'm finally like
locking in.
Yeah. And it's Tonjes.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
And I was like, "Hey, you said 23, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "He's their quarterback in football." And he goes, "Where's he going to school? That guy's got to be playing college football." And I just was like, I almost ran and high-fived him. That was a great pull just from watching 6-7 minutes of a guy move around.
Yeah.
And 4 of it was in warm-ups.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, it was Tonjes.
That's the kind of stuff I liked. That was the part of coaching I liked.
And I'm telling you, if you saw him, he's super thin.
Yeah.
He's kind of got this buzz cut, kind of strawberry blonde hair. He's very unassuming. But as you know from football too, he's legit.
I'm gonna guess you were in Washington in 2018, 2019.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They were 27-9 that year.
That sounds right.
That's the best year I can find in that. Not 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I bet you if you did a little more homework,
let's see if they played North Carolina that year.
Carolina was in Spokane.
We'll look it up. We'll see what we got here.
Is that the Brady Manic stretch, maybe?
Ooh, no, Manic was after that. Manic was like 21, wasn't he?
Yeah, because I was at
2021, I think.
The old address, and I remember melting down against Baylor and Micah becoming a Sochan fan. I'm like, weird.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Well, mean-spirited, different. Why wouldn't you grab it?
That makes sense. Is Nationwide Arena in Spokane? Because that would have been it.
I don't know. I'm not good at that.
I'm not either. All right, we're going to talk to Sam McKEWON coming up next. That's CB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
I mean, I kind of expected it. I see all the players that come back, whether they're from Nebraska or they played for the Supernovas and they come back. And so that's what makes this place special. And these fans are loyal. They love their Nebraska people. They love anyone that has won here and done things here. And that's what makes this place special. I mean, it honestly is probably the most fun environment that I've never got to experience other than being on the court. But I'm sure being in the stands and being a part of that is so cool. But it's very cool to feel that when you come back, because it's welcoming. It's not like they're booing you. It's not like they're proud still, and they're welcoming you back as a whole. And so that's special. And it's fun to see people outside this gym. I mean, I go to restaurants, we went to lunch, and they were like hugging me and like that excited to see us being back. And like, that's just cool.
Team fight. Stop laughing. I just think this league is really, really competitive, and every team took a step up this year and who they were putting on their roster, and so every game is going to be a battle, but I'm really proud of how we keep responding in moments where we don't look so hot, but it's just a testament to how hard they're practicing every day, the trust that they have in one another. So obviously I'm happy to get out of here with a win.
I mean, it's 0-0 at that point. Our middle blocker was saying, like, we have to put our foot on the gas from the very first point of the fifth set, and we can't wait for them to hand it to us. We have to go out and take it.
Yeah, no, I think we just had a different mentality and look to us in that fifth set. Because we know last game that, they went to 5-2, and this is our second time going to 5, and we're just such a tough team. We know how tough we are, and we know that we can grit it out in tough moments. And I think we just trusted each other in that fifth set, looked each other in the eyes, and said, hey, let's go, we're winning this.
I just.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Play-by-play is superfluous here, plus it's unnecessary because there's no drama left except for the emotional party we can all celebrate vicariously. Second shot no good by Crop, and it's over. Huskers will dribble it out. How about that, Jeff?
18-0, KP. Another great second half offensively.
18-0. Nebraska 7-0 in the conference, 4-0 on the road in the conference, 8th ranked in the country. Wednesday night, Washington coming to town, and let's husk it up.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Sam McKEWON from the Omaha World Herald. Sam, how are we doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Sam, did you know it was superfluous? Superfluous?
There you go.
Plus it's unnecessary. I was like, those mean the exact same thing. But did you like the little anticlimactic, no drama, handle your business in Evanston performance by Nebraska basketball?
Yes.
I mean, they got,
yes, I did.
That's like one of those quiet little emotional check marks you hit as a coach.
That's a we're a good team win.
Yeah, to know you did what you were supposed to when it would be easy not to.
No drama, like
right?
that's
but it's not like you can't go beat your chest over it. You just make like mental note of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've checked all the boxes this year, and I think that comes with maturity and toughness and knowing that everybody is kind of an extension of the coaching staff, and that goes down to pretty much everybody on that team. And so when you have this level of success, part of what I think begins to happen, and you haven't had it before, is there's just very little complacency, and so like even the scout team guys and the guys that aren't playing much, they understand their role in practice, and so everybody kind of puts it together. And so I think at some point I won't, but someone will ask Fred, well, what have you seen from Leo Curtis and Will Cooper, these guys that are not playing but they're part of it. And I think Fred will say, they're a big part of what we're doing because, they're giving us the kind of look, they're giving us the kind of look that undefeated teams get, and so everything I think is hitting on all cylinders there. And there's no reason to think that they're gonna have a backslide. They'll probably lose a game somewhere along the way, but I don't anticipate anything drastic there. I think they're going to keep steaming forward, and they're going to be a hell of a tough team to beat in March.
So we're pretty okay, just kind of understanding. The net's a little fickle with Nebraska. KenPom is, I think, slightly worse than the net. I have to check.
They're up to 13 on KenPom.
And what, 10 in net?
I believe so, yeah.
So accurate statement. Just a little behind with KenPom, even though they are one of 3. We're probably okay with that as fans, or do you think we're 6
in net?
Wow. Okay, so net, you did say net was seemingly starting to catch up with the metrics. Sam, so do you think we're okay as a fan base in the media with where Nebraska is relative to their record? Or is it if they were almost any other blue blood school and you put out that resume, they would be perceived differently?
The metrics are largely blind, right? So like they're not measuring anything other than Nebraska's non-conference schedule wasn't as hard as Duke or Gonzaga or Houston. And so, they don't necessarily have some of the cumulative points that you gain from large margin wins in non-conference play. And the best team they played in non-conference probably is Creighton, but like New Mexico is the only one that's projected to make the NCAA tournament from their non-conference opponents. And so I think that's part of it. I think the bracket projections are a little different. I do feel like Nebraska is probably in contention for a 1 seed at this point. Now, the game that Michigan will play a factor for sure when they go and play that game. That'll be a big deal. And if they win there, I think everybody will be like, well, that's obviously a number 1 seed. You do want to be a number 1.
Unfortunately or fortunately, if they go to Michigan and win, that's a top 4 team in the country.
Yes, no question.
Even the hatiest of haters, I just made up a word, will have to acknowledge, because just 10 days ago, sans Penn State and Wisconsin, Michigan was mythical in terms of what they were doing statistically. So we better keep that same energy.
For sure. And, I think Michigan's really, really good, and Nebraska will be challenged there. There's nothing wrong. Nebraska should not apologize for anything it's doing. I mean, blowing out teams like Oregon and Northwestern is what you're supposed to do to teams like that. They're not playing the elite competition right now. So this is going to extend. They're going to play Washington, and they should beat Washington by 20. Washington's hurting. And then they go to Minnesota, and, that's going to be a tougher game for sure. And then they're going to go into a long stretch of games that are going to be a bear. There's going to be a bear, and somewhere in there, they're going to have that game. Who that game is, I don't know. Where they're going to have to fight everything, and they'll have to win by 1 or 2, kind of like they did against Michigan State. And
We've seen
So,
him. We've seen him play some stinkers though. You just you're just making like a stinker against like a good opponent or where it catches up with him, because that part is probably inevitable. I'm just trying to get clarity.
I think that there's a possibility that they will, play like the closest two games they had this year were Illinois and Michigan State. I think against Illinois, they played maybe their best offensive game in some ways. And against Michigan State, they played maybe their best defensive game in some ways. There's going to be a game in there where they're going to have to fight a little bit on both sides of it, and they're going to have to find a way. And that could be at Iowa. That could be at Michigan, right? Mm-hmm. That could be at home against Purdue. I don't see Nebraska losing more than 2 or 3 if they do, but there's going to be some games in there, and those games are going to be instructive because the goal now isn't just obviously they're going to make the tournament. So now the goal is, okay, how do we prepare ourselves? When I say we, I mean Nebraska. How does Nebraska prepare itself for playing and winning in the tournament and going a long way? And there's some lessons along the way that a loss may not hurt. Obviously, you want to win every single game because that's what you want to do. But now you're going to move into this mode of like, okay, Nebraska's going to the tournament and they're going to have a really good seed. So now it becomes a question of how do you position yourself best for that event? And what do you need to do? Like Rink Mast only playing 20 minutes against Oregon and Northwestern. I don't know how many minutes he played exactly, but that's good. Like, the question that somebody guys, well, Rink didn't play as much or he didn't play that well. And that's not a bad thing. When Rink needs to be there, he'll be there. When they're beating teams by 35 and 19, it's good to have Braden Frager have a big game. Like, that's nothing wrong with that. And so, like, now it's about positioning yourself for the run. One of those games in there coming up, Jared Garcia needs to have a game because Jared's going to be needed when they get in the NCAA tournament. That kind of small stuff in there is what people should be watching, because this team's gonna be a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or even a 1 in the NCAA tournament. They're not going below a 4. They're going to be a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, and I think they're going to be playing in Oklahoma City or St. Louis, one of the two.
Ooh, I definitely would.
You'd take St. Louis over OKC, wouldn't you?
Tough. I just had a relatively decent experience in OKC. Well, Tulsa, but close enough. Sam, would you prefer OKC or St. Louis? God, are we really having this conversation? Fine, let's have it. Well, I mean, everybody else is cut loose with Nebraska basketball and expectations. We can. Let's.
I'm just saying, Ken Palm only has 2 projected losses on the season. He has them at 27.
So last week, we tracked this every week, Sam. So just for poops and giggles, 2 weeks ago it was 25-6.
Yeah.
Then he flipped to 26-5.
So now his projected record is 27-4. But
now we're at 27-4.
But there's actually only 2 losses when he goes game by game.
So Sam, we would just for talk show sake, OKC or St. Louis for you?
If I had to pick one, and I think I want to make sure that I'm right about that.
I think you are.
Those are the 2.
Yeah,
those are the 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably comes down to, you probably get a little bit better weather in OKC.
The only bad thing they have at OKC is wind. That state with wind is crazy.
Yeah. That's true.
Don't worry. I got my ankle weights. We'll be good.
Nebraska athletics doesn't have a lot of history in St. Louis. I do remember a Big 12 championship game that happened in St. Louis. It wasn't a sunny ending, but
my sister lives there. The only thing I know about St. Louis is they got a lot of overrated restaurants. That's about all I got.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know that much about St. Louis.
Well, you know why I really hate St. Louis, don't you?
Because of the Big 12 championship game?
Correct. Like, I mean, your boy is still smelling old turkey cellophane wrap sandwiches sitting on the bus.
Yeah.
Miserably waiting to pull out of that place.
Traumatized.
I'm sure you anytime you hear the phrase, I'm not sure you ever hear the phrase roll left, but if you ever do, I'm sure it.
Oh, Sam.
That's why he doesn't believe in.
Oh, Sam.
That's why he doesn't believe in food storage anymore. The cellophane traumatized him. He can't do it.
You know, they just put these sandwiches out on our seats, and it's mixed with, Sam, we were so miserable after we. Oh, look at that superstar. We were so miserable after we took that L, Sam. Guys didn't shower. Like, they just hopped back on the. I was like,
Yeah. So you sure you weren't smelling that, not the cellophane?
No. And it was the cheap kind you buy in bulk. It has a scent. So I'm not interested in going back to St. Louis, Sam.
Yeah, I'm sure you had a hard time being a Priest Holmes fan there for many years.
Oh my gosh. I was like, how can we not stop inside runs? We were oh man, that
did it make you feel any better when you found out that Priest Holmes was actually really good?
No, I hated him as a Chief.
Okay.
It's me. Come
See?
on.
I'm just saying, like, if it were me and like I'm 10 years later and I'm like,
dude, Ricky Williams was an afterthought.
Yeah.
On that team he was.
Yeah. I mean,
they had another guy with their other running back, Sean Williams.
So you know he got a lot of the scouting report.
Yeah. Yeah, they had 3 guys.
Sam, you're
as did you guys. Now let's not pretend.
Listen,
that Nebraska didn't have running backs of their own.
Listen, I had a cast taped up for an ankle. D'Angelo could barely walk because he had the pubitis thing, and AG had the sprain. That was about as much of a mash unit as we had at running back as I can remember. It was not good. I almost got pulled off of special teams because I couldn't run. Which,
if you guys had won that game, you would have played Florida State for the national championship because Arizona State they lost to Ohio State. And what I always would have found interesting is if Florida State, if you guys had beaten Florida State, would Ohio State have gotten votes for the title because they beat the team that beat you guys? I don't know. It would have been interesting. It didn't happen that way because Florida State obviously didn't win the national championship.
They lost by
Florida, and
they got
right
after they beat
Florida would not have been in the national title if you guys had beaten Texas. It would have been you guys against Florida State, and then Ohio State and Arizona State, and it would have been like a semifinal thing. And if Arizona State had won and you guys had won, then Arizona State would have been the national champion. But if you guys had won and Ohio State had won, I think it would have been very close. I think you guys would have got the title, but I think Ohio State would have got votes. It would have been interesting.
I don't know how we got here because we were so high about Nebraska basketball, and my stomach hurts. I will say this, and I'll move on from it. I don't know if I've ever come across whether this is in my real life as a coach or even playing that I ever remember being so off watching film as we were about Arizona State. Like when you misjudge what the film study says versus how the game actually played out, Arizona State might be the biggest miss in 30 years, and that includes any time I've coached and scouted.
Have you ever talked to Phil Snow about it?
The very first introduction to Coach Snow, he brought up ASU. It was a miserable 6 minutes.
Oh.
So it's the 30-year anniversary of that next year, and I want to do a story on that because obviously that was, one of his favorite memories, and he coached Pat Tillman and all this other stuff. But yeah, so Michigan prevents Ohio State from playing for the national championship because they beat them, I think 13-9 the week before the Big 12 championship game, and then you guys lose, and then it's so weird. Florida had no business winning the national championship that year,
Sam,
and yet they did.
Jake Plummer was giving us the bird in warmups.
I'm sure he was.
Like their swag was unreal.
Yeah, and they had the crowd.
I've hated
a crowd that
Jake
was pretty
Plummer
tough
forever, and he's good players just because he is
smug
and he was right.
I think he's a farmer now. Like he grows.
Yeah, he grows mushrooms.
Something. Yeah. That's what
Wait, what?
Yeah, he grows mushrooms. He's a mushroom farmer.
Like psychedelic or the kind you eat?
I think it's the kind you eat. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's all the above.
Zip it.
He makes good money. Like I credit somebody who doesn't have to do anything after they play the NFL for doing that. got a big career as a farmer.
All right, let me transition. Are you done with basketball for a second?
Yeah, that's fine. I think Jake Plummer has exactly the same number of career touchdowns and interceptions, if I remember correctly. I think it is dead on.
Yeah, my stomach hurts. Shane, pass me the Pepsid.
161 and 161.
All right, zip it, Marty. Sam, when you're talking about kind of the next evolution, you guys wrote about it. You're talking about what's going on with special teams in Nebraska and the vision there, and right, there's always going to be a couple sides to the story. As you watch this thing kind of unfold and play out, does your gut tell you this will be a blip, or will we revisit this in another 6-7 months?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess you could revisit it in 6-7 months if you're feeling like, special teams doesn't come through or perform the way that it needs to. Or if the defense doesn't work, right? Like, I mean, the most important hire and decision that Matt Rhule made this offseason really has nothing to do with Mike Ekeler. And I think part of what I was writing about is that the most important decision that Matt Rhule made was hiring Rob Orridge. And then Rob Orridge hired his guys, right? And he did. He hired a lot of his guys. And the defense is more important than special teams. So that's not to say that special teams isn't important. It is. But the most important thing happening is Nebraska getting back to having a defensive identity that's consistent with Rhule's history at every stop that he's been at. That team, the 2025 defense, is the outlier in his tenure. Now, okay, the Baylor defense back in 17 or whatever was terrible, but they didn't have any players, and that's not the same thing. By year 3 at Baylor, he had one of the best defenses in the country. By year 3 at Nebraska, he had one of his worst. If you look across Temple, Baylor, Nebraska, and even Carolina. So that had to get fixed. And I think he has owned that, and that's the thing he needs to wear. Like, if you want to be critical of the way that the defense went last year, that a lot of that's Rhule. He's the one who hired Butler, and he's the one who elevated Butler to that role, and then he's the one who insisted that Butler use the same scheme that they've been using, and he's the one who paired Butler with all the assistant coaches and hired the guy from the chief. Like, that's all Rhule. So if you want to be critical, you can be critical of that. This whole thing with he hired a special teams coordinator specifically to coach special teams, offered him a contract extension to be the special teams coordinator, and the special teams coordinator wants to be a position coach too. I mean, he would be doing, and if he told Rob Orridge, well, you have to make this guy a position coach as well. And enough of that. No, I mean, that doesn't have to happen. Like, they've already kind of done that, and it isn't worked. Like, it, and so I think you've got to let your defensive coordinator have the autonomy to do what he wants to do. And if he wants to keep Rob Dvorak and then also stand next to Rob Dvorak and coach the linebackers together, then that's the way they're going to do it. If he wants to hire Miles Taylor to go back and coach the safeties while Addison Williams oversees the whole unit, then that's what they're going to do. Like,
well, you talk,
the defense is more important.
Talk about a personality shift in that secondary room. MT
Taylor
is not, and I repeat, a fake tough guy. That the temperament in that room will either catch up with his philosophy, or they will turn that thing over in a year. He's no nonsense, Sam, and not a fake tough guy.
Good. I think, and look, all those things are good, and I think that's what
I don't know. Like, listen, and I don't know if I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just telling you what it is. I don't have any. I have to see it play out. I'm just telling you the contrast is vastly different in that room.
I think a team that plays, I don't know. I mean, again, a team that plays really aggressively and really tough is probably where they need to be.
Yeah.
And
it could probably be a good balance to Coach Williams' personality, because Coach Williams is kind of a lover, and he's I do think they have different personalities. So maybe that I could see that being a plan out too.
I think it's striking that they hired 2 former Iowa Hawkeyes to coach defensively. I mean, and that tells you something. Now, they played in different eras. So Corey Brown was at the outset of the Ferentz era, and he was in the Hayden Fry era. And I think that era was different than what Miles Taylor played in, for sure. But
well, the consistency and how you are in the building is very similar. I think that's very savvy on your part.
I think they probably got a little bit tougher on defense with their coaches. And I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I think what you're going to see, and I could be wrong, is the personality shift with Rhule is just going to be it's going to be noticeable.
Yeah,
and they're going to go back to being
I agree.
who he was at Temple. And again, like one of the questions I remember asking him, this is like February of 23, I guess, is like, have you thought about the challenge of coaching at a place where there's so many people that want to do so many things for you? And like, they will give you idea after idea after idea. And there's so many people that want to, like, so many chefs that want to put their spoon in your, in your soup.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he's like, well, in Carolina, we had a lot of coverage and a lot of attention. I'm like, that's not what I mean. I don't mean media attention. I mean that, like, you're going to be surrounded.
Yeah, you'll
by
get
people
an
who
email that
constantly have
says,
ideas.
"Hey, can you get me 203? What do you think about getting, these big guys?" Or they send him names.
Oh, yeah.
Or like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good pull, Sam.
And Kurt Signetti said, many times now, he's like, you have to learn how to say no. And I think Rhule, because, and I don't disagree with that, he said yes to a lot of things because I think he felt like he had to bring a lot of different factions together when he got here that were very broken up and very angry or whatever. And so he was a peacemaker in some ways. And I think he brought a whole bunch of people together and that was good. And now it's time to be, it's time to edit, and it's time to, push, like, and I think if Dylan Raiola had really wanted to come back, he could. I think if he really wanted to, but I think it was going to be one of these. Okay, if you're coming back, everything's changed. And I don't, and I think Dylan was. You know what? I think Dylan going to Oregon, everything's going to change anyway. But I think he'd rather change everything at a new place where nobody knows who he is, than change it at a place where he had to change everything about himself. And so he's going to do that, but he's going to do it in a different place. He's going to be a completely different guy at Oregon, and it's actually going to benefit him. For the first time in his life, he's going to go somewhere, and he's not going to be doing anybody any favors. They're going to be doing him a favor. And I think it's going to change the way that he approaches everything, because he's not the superstar there. He's going to be the second guy in line everywhere he goes in that building. And that he was going to have to change his approach at Nebraska, and I just don't think that was what he wanted to do. And I actually credit his family for understanding that he needed a change in scenery in order to change the most important components of his leadership. But the same thing is with the other things. Like, if this is the way it has to, like if Ekeler is going to be whatever, like, okay, then you just got to go. Like, I'm going to have to say no, and we got to move on. And, and I think you're going to see that. Now, whether it works or not comes down to two things. It comes down to whether that defensive coordinator is as good as everybody says he is, and he does the things he's able to do. And it comes down to Dana Holgorsen and that quarterback, whoever the quarterback is, let's say it's Calandria, really getting this thing right and cranking it up. Like, if their offense is going to be, sludge again next year, they're going to be in a lot of close games. They got to find a way against a Washington or whatever to go and score 35 and get the hell out of second gear and play offense. And when Holgorsen does that, I actually like their team more, but they've really struggled to do that. Like, they've really struggled to get out of second gear too often in the Rhule era, and they've got to find a way, and Holgorsen's got to be the guy to do it. And Rhule seems to think he's got a quarterback now that can allow him to do that, and we'll see if that's true.
Sam, I don't think we talked about this last week. If we did, please forgive me. How much did it say to you, if anything, that despite the quarterback room being totally remade, that the wide receiver room was entirely unchanged?
Right. Other than Gilmer, right? So,
well, I mean, just in terms of the guys, nobody left. That didn't have to.
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit that nobody left. But it could be that there's a couple guys that are, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Demetrius Bell's status is. I guess we'll have to find out. But it's interesting, and I would love Damon's perspective on this.
Oh,
so Rhule really likes somebody. Maybe it's Dana. I don't know. These guys were recruited before Dana got here. Rhule really likes the larger receivers. Like, he likes the Quinn Clark and the Keelan Smith and Jeremiah Jones. I guess Jeremiah Jones was recruited by Dana, or the Keel Shorts.
He's a great kid.
But he really likes those kind of guys. And I'm not opposed to those guys, right? Like, I'm not. I don't know that you need 6'5", 6'5", 6'4" to win, but that's what they've decided to do. And I'm really intrigued to see how that all plays out. From my perspective, Ravi, I like Gilmer's good. I think he's a long strider and he can make a lot of plays. And I think Cortez Mills is a guy I like. I love Ja'Cory Barney, and I really like Larry Miles, the guy that's coming in, this slot receiver who caught 2,000 yards worth of passes in the last 2 years. And that's what I like to see, is production. Guy that's going to come in. He's done it at the high school level. I'm excited to watch Larry Miles. These other guys, I think they're going to have to prove it. I mean, Quinn Clark has done a great job in spot moments, but of course he's got to play after play. So at some point it's going to be, Quinn Clark proving that. I guess this, and then Isaiah Hunter is a big guy, but he's more of a 6'2", 215 kind of Anquan Bolden type. I would love to see Nebraska really lean into that size and get it right. I don't know. Like in Nebraska, you can do it a lot of different ways. You can have smaller receivers who are fast and get in and out of breaks, and or you can have these giants who are sort of quasi tight ends. I'm intrigued to see how it's going to go. I don't know. I think this is the year where a lot of those guys got to make the jump. So Clark and Smith and Jones, they got to make a jump, and we'll see if that happens. And Carter Nelson, if he's healthy, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Because on the surface, there's lots to like about those guys, right? I mean, it's funny. Like just Friday, we had a chance to catch up, Sam, and we talked about a lot of personnel and just guys' life stories, right? The journey in college and what playing here really takes, what it entails. And I think you're super perceptive in the fact that being a peacemaker and bringing things together and blending old guards with new guards and getting tons of emails on this is a good idea. And, your administration and leadership gets lots of emails on the Nebraska way, right? So, like, your judgment or decision-making can be swayed. I won't even say clouded. I'll say swayed by thinking like that's kind of the way to go. And sometimes it may be contrary to what your gut tells you as a head coach. So it's a learning process. So I'm glad you acknowledged the fact that why we just want to roll out of the rack and be like these strong decision makers that make all the right personnel hires, that this seems to be a place that is uniquely complicated when it comes to ingratiating everybody's feelings. And that there's a line of demarcation, I think, in year 4 where I think you have to pee or get off the pot. I think that's staff. I think that's admin. I think that's players. I think it obviously starts with Coach Rhule, but I think that is extremely perceptive on your part that that's kind of what your gut is telling you is going to happen. So I'm just going to ask you, where did that come from in your premonition?
Like, why did I start thinking about that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've observed what I think is some of this based on the conversations I had with Rhule early in his tenure and what I felt like I saw from the team and what I really liked, like what I really liked about what they were doing. And then how some of that got, clouded by the quarterback play. And you have to just go back and just accept that whatever they were trying to accomplish with Jeff Sims didn't work. And then Jeff Sims, and I feel for him. I mean, he figured it out at Arizona State, so I'm happy that way. But like, he was playing beyond poor at times the one year he was here, and then of course Harburg was doing everything he could do. So, I think they got a little bit off kilter there, and then all the stuff with the rev share and the NIL sort of dropped right when he got back here. And so I think there was a sense of, wanting to create a culture and then feeling like you had to win right away, and then the opportunity to bring in a quarterback who could then help you recruit and do all these things. And I don't know, I feel like they just maybe got a little bit away from the things that really worked for them at Temple and Baylor. And I think that can happen when you're at Nebraska. I'm not trying to make a defense for Scott Frost by any means, but obviously Scott did something right at UCF in the short time that he was there. And those things were very hard to duplicate in Nebraska for different reasons. But some of the things that they believed in, they tried to bring here, and it just didn't work. And so I think part of it is that. I think part of it is that, I can just sense that there was a shift. There was a shift after the loss to Michigan. Then there was a shift after the loss to Minnesota. And then there was a real whatever after the Iowa game. I think they just sort of said, well, the Penn State game's over here, and we're just going to leave it over there. And that was, that sucked. But we'll put it all into Iowa. And I know they put a lot of work into Iowa, and then they played very poorly in some ways against Iowa. And I think that was very disappointing. I think Iowa matters to these guys. And so to play that way and to lose that way is pretty crushing. And you look at the way Iowa plays football, you look at their quarterback, he's somewhat similar to Anthony Calandria. I think they wanted to go get a leader. They wanted to go get a guy like that. And I think that the culture stuff mattered. We'll just have to see where it comes. And I think Rhule's been honest about things getting away from him and trying to get back to his roots. And, these next couple of years. And then the Orich hire, which I think is, so look at the guys. Orich is a guy that cut his teeth at the FCS, at the Division II, at the Mountain West level of football. And then look at the guys he hired. He went out and got guys that are development coaches who are grinders. Yeah. He went out and got guys, look at all the coaches that they hired. Teasley's been, I guess, at the power level for a while, but they went out and got guys.
He's a fantastic compliment to Wade, though.
Right. My point being, they went out and got guys that Nebraska's the best job these guys have ever had. So in other words, these guys have all kind of grinded their way to this point. And it's not going to be. So a lot of these guys are going to come in and they're going to work these guys tough, and they know what it means to work hard and develop and get it done on the practice field. I think sometimes when you bring guys from the NFL, their thought process is, well, I was just coaching Chris Jones, and I got to coach this guy, and I'm going to talk a lot about Chris Jones, or I'm going to talk a lot about Jordan Poyer, or whoever. It doesn't matter. The point being that, he went and hired college coaches that have been working really hard at lower levels, and they want to come in here and they got something to prove, and they're going to give a lot. And so I think that's the change. Is I think he's going back to his roots. He's going back to guys that, that are a little bit more like E.J. Barthel and maybe a little less like, John Butler.
That's Sam McKEWON from the Wild World Herald. Sam, great stuff as always. We'll talk to you next week.
You bet. Take care.
Thanks, Sam. That's pretty good.
So do you remember
that's pretty good.
A couple weeks ago, you were having a, we'll call it personal dilemma. And I asked you a question. I go, if you weren't concerned about other people's feelings, is this an easy choice?
Oh, yeah.
And you said, well, yeah, but, and I go, no.
Yeah.
If you're not worried about other people's feelings, is the answer
That's going to
clear?
come back to probably bite me too, by the way.
Is it?
I think so.
That's not ideal.
That's fine.
But
I thought through it.
Yeah.
Made a decision. I got to live with it.
So my point is, though, with what Sam was saying, is this is a place in Nebraska where we talk about the expectations of a place and the history of a place and whatever, and why it might be easier at a place like Indiana to turn something around, or Nebraska basketball to turn something around, where there's no, like, if you go take the job at Kansas, we're having, careful there, that's expensive. There, you're talking about a very different experience, because everybody's got an opinion about what Kansas basketball should be, right? Everybody's got an opinion about what Nebraska football should be, right? Everybody's got an opinion about what Indiana basketball should be. Not a lot of people have an opinion about what Nebraska basketball should be. Hey, can we make the tournament? That'd be cool. Hey, can we get a tournament win? That'd be awesome. Hey, Indiana football. Hey, can we make a bowl game? That'd be pretty sweet. Like, nobody has opinions. right? Illinois football and Illinois basketball have them in the same like reverse order of what Nebraska football, Nebraska basketball has, right? Not an opinion about what Illinois football should be. Hey, can we be competent?
Indiana.
Well, I'm talking about Illinois too.
Oh, okay. I saw a guy at the grocery store yesterday. It made me think of you.
Yeah.
Illinois hat.
Yeah.
Purdue zip up.
Doing a lot there.
Has a kid at each school.
Oh, nice. Okay, well that makes sense.
He said, older gentleman, he was fantastic. Again, it was at a grocery store.
Sure.
I felt safe because he didn't say anything to me. I got to talk to him, which is the whole key.
Yeah, you like to be in control.
In public.
I don't know anything like that.
And I said, man, you don't see that often.
Mm-hmm.
He said, wait a minute. He said, are you? He said, Damon Benning, you're acknowledging me? I said, oh, that's nice, because I was afraid. But I don't see that very often.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what we spent the next 10 minutes talking about?
What's that?
Illinois' wrestling duel.
Oh.
Because he was trying to get home before it started.
You should talk to Evan. He's big into the wrestling.
And I said, I've got a buddy who does chaplain work for Illinois' wrestling team.
Yeah.
And he said, I've heard you talk about that. What's that young fella's name again?
Big, good old Evan.
I said, that Eminem crossover guy's name. No, I didn't. I said, that's Evan. Yeah, my man gave me a fist pound. Significantly older guy.
Evan's the man.
I said, that's something I said, that's what I envision you being a lot like Jack. No, I didn't say that, but I was thinking that in my head. That's what Jack. You think Jack could give me a high five or dap me up? Or Jack's
handshake.
A handshake.
That's a handshake, man. Yeah, that is a.
And tell me to have a firm grip.
That's like my word is my bond. Like yeah, he might spit on it. Just,
I get hard.
Like those old cowboy movies, you know?
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
I think I think there is sometimes when we talk about expectations, it feels like sort of the negative version of like the culture word, right? Where it's like it's abstract. We don't really know what it means. Sam and you were talking about some of the things that means. Like, hey, and the hard part is they're well-meaning, right? They mean like they want to help.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it's not even about.
He just seemed to be oddly specific, but I think he was right.
Yeah. Like there's like, hey.
Can you imagine what emails the athletic director gets?
No, I can't. Like, but I bet it's a ton.
I mean,
hey, why aren't we doing this?
Because they're so accessible.
Yeah.
We cross boundaries.
Yeah. And that's the
and
difference.
What we think is
trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
Is not. But here's the problem.
You just have to be built a certain way to take in information because you have to have this.
I think that's probably the thing that Rhule learned.
You have to be uniquely equipped. You have to be able to process and take in information and not be swayed by that it's the general consensus. And if it is it still counterintuitive to your natural thought process?
If I had one,
that can be overwhelming.
If I had one thing where I go, Rhule would probably want and to try and go get that back is I'm guessing, I don't know this. I'm guessing.
You talking to
I'm trying to talk right to the camera.
To the fancy camera.
I don't know. This is a guess. I'm guessing he thought he could incorporate some of these things to make people happy and still do things his way and win at a certain level. And I think he found out that wasn't true.
Yeah.
I think he probably looks at it and goes, I had to compromise too much to try and meet these other people's checklists. And he goes, not doing that anymore. If I had to guess, that would be one of the mental shifts that he's made and that he'd probably go back and say, I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah, I'm fascinated. Just, because again, I love solutions. So I'm just curious, like because I've seen firsthand what a revamping and stepping back and saying, okay, and then let's go this direction can do for a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at
Hoiberg.
I'm looking dead at basketball.
Hoiberg did the exact same thing.
I'm looking dead at basketball.
The similarities are kind of crazy.
Well, they get along extraordinarily well too.
Not just that, but look at their situations.
No, I'm not. That's important because
no, sure, you can learn.
Yeah,
but look at their situations, right? Even if they didn't say boo to each other, look at their situations. Highly successful at college. They go take a pro job.
I laid it out.
Does not go well.
I laid it out.
But here's for me, it goes even deeper, right? Because when they came back to college, the landscape in which they were successful
was dramatically different than the previous.
Than the one that they came back to.
Yeah.
I
rock with that. That's smart.
Figuring it out on the fly after realizing, oh shoot, the thing I did before.
You must smell your mom's listening because that's not your style.
It's late. She's probably not listening anymore.
So it's what?
Oh shoot. They probably looked at it and go, the thing I did before isn't going to work this time. We have to recalibrate. I think the similarities there are uncanny. And I think the results will be the same also. Because I believe both guys are well equipped for
let's
this
hope
job.
there's similarities in starting with going to get a tough guy like Coach Lenzer.
Like Coach Lenzer, Coach Orich,
supplementing
Coach Coach Taylor.
With the big easy. You want to get to Lance real quick?
Yeah, I did want to say real quick before we get to Lance. Can you get our guy D-Jack?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just want to talk to him
tomorrow if you want.
I want to talk to him about my.
You talking about Dan Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
I want to talk to him about finally going to get my guy.
Yeah, let me hang on.
Play-by-play is superfluous here. Plus, it's unnecessary.
He said, plus it's unnecessary.
If
superfluous is unnecessary, KPZ.
If that was
play-by-play is superfluous here.
If that was a joke, it's really funny.
No, play it again. Do you think he's joking?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Shane. He might.
Play-by-play
You never
is
know because
superfluous here. Plus, it's unnecessary
He
because there's no drama left except for.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If it's on purpose, it's very funny.
All right, hang on.
If it's not on purpose,
can we talk to you on the show tomorrow?
If it's not on purpose, it's a little dicey. Yeah, I want to talk.
What do you want to talk to him about?
I want to talk to him about recruiting local kids here. I want to talk to him about
the portal. You know what you should ask him?
What's that?
And he's such a great.
I want to talk to him about player evals at the FCS level
and how he thought the portal was going to go in NIL when he took the job versus how it's actually playing out.
I want to talk to him about NIL at the FCS level, what that looks like versus.
Yeah, we can get it.
I think it's fascinating to talk to a guy who's highly successful at a level.
And he took his lumps this year.
At a level that we don't get to see that often.
Yeah, I got you.
We don't talk about that often.
I got you.
Plus, I want to talk about Anthony Rizak.
Hang on. Let me read this from my man, Aaron. Do you think we will have a segment this week previewing the duel Friday night? Would you like, if you'd like a segment previewing the duel, my man Ravi will oblige.
Yeah, we'll do whatever.
Yeah, maybe Friday we'll preview the duel.
Okay.
Shane, so there's lots of guys that like to talk wrestling, so maybe
gives me some time to do some homework.
Yeah, maybe we do we could stay in-house.
I mean, how locked in is Sauter? We could just use his segment or part of his segment.
So we could stay in-house and use like Commander Cody, Sauter. You know who I'd like to use?
Who?
But he's a parent. I want to use Tim Ziola.
I'll see you use Ziola.
But that's fine. We don't have to. You could stay. We could use Jess. Because she's got a huge piece. I think she's doing for the duel. And they got their own issues.
Who?
Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They're dealing with some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Brands is under fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just had one of their top guys quit too. Top 5 wrestler. And when Mo left, but yeah, we'll do that for my man.
We'll get into it.
It's degenerate. You want to take?
Yeah,
Lance
let's
real
get
quick?
to Lance real quick before we take a quick break here and get to a little college football. Balk Dog, what's going on, bud? How we doing?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Hi, Lance.
Hi. Guys, shout out.
Hey, can we get to something real quick before I give you the floor? Because I always give you. Can your boy get the red zip up?
I knew this was coming.
Like
Yeah,
why are we? Do you have yet to? And you know people like make it happen, Captain.
I was gonna come up today. I didn't know if you guys actually had people that were there. I'm blessed to have today off, but shout out MLK Junior Day, and I was gonna come up and see you guys. What? Why are you hating me?
Because you're such a cynic. Just too cynic. You know your boy's working, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, shout out MLK Day. That's fine.
Hey, but no, we can make it happen. But I would like to give a couple of different shout outs here. But number one, the North Star girls basketball team beat Millard West by like 14 this weekend, and they play undefeated Kearney and then Omaha North this week, and they're 13-0.
Hey, North is living their best life. You've been checking them out on social media?
Yeah, man. Hey, good luck. I'm just saying. I don't know if they shoot the ball well enough to get them out of that 1-3-1, but we shall see. And North Star's got a lot of length, so that should be a really good game Friday night. And it's a really good time to be in girls basketball right now in the state because they have really high quality basketball. So shout out to all those ladies that are making it happen and the people in their lives that are allowing them to thrive. So the other thing is moving to Nebraska football. Damon, you mentioned something that you and I have talked about before, but I completely agree with, and it's
this is new.
Lincoln. Yeah,
we agree.
Getting comfortable in Lincoln, and I'm going to bring it back to a full circle point here. There was an article, man, it might have been a year and a half, 2 years ago, where Coach Rhule was talking about the new age of college football, and he was talking about what day of the week it was, and I think it was either the walk-ons or the red shirts were coming into lift, and it was like 6:35 or 6:30, like just after 6:30, and someone came strolling in a few minutes late, and he talked about how old Rhule would have lit the kids up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, the new world doesn't work that way, and he didn't do that. And I think, when you're a head coach and you talk about like year 3 and how important year 3 is to coaches in athletics, and I'm not comparing him to Indiana, I'm just saying being competitive at a really high level, you get to a point where right around that year 3 where it's either going to happen or it's not. And my concern right now is, for whatever reason, there's been a lack of continuity in the coaching offices, and it's okay to look at them as individually and say, oh, well, this was the context or that was the context. The problem is that when you're in year 3 and you're 500 and you've had 3 defensive coordinators and you've had 2 offensive coordinators and 3 special teams coaches, and you've ballooned your staff with people, my chosen career field as an analyst, and I look at that operation and I think, man, that thing is really, really bloated right now. I mean, we got guys on Twitter that their handles are the assistant to the head coach. And then we have guys like Phil Snow, who is, I guess, maybe a little like that. And then, I mean, Ravi's wife is a chef, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So
just saw the lovely better half.
There you go, the better half.
Came in smiling so she can make sure he stays alive. I felt like that was very nice of her.
Hey, that's a good thing, right? Like, that's true love.
So Lord knows, I talk to myself enough. This would be a miserable place without him.
Right? And does she have a soup pastry? Like, is there a point in time, Ravi, where she's like, hey, there's just way too many people in here, and we need to pare this down and get the people in-house that just want to get back to, like, grinding and not, all the other stuff. And the problem is, Damon, is we're going into year 4, and you kind of burned up all that.
I know. So
hey, we're exhausted.
Let me ask. I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna let Ravi answer the question. The only reason I'm not, because you've heard me frustrated when I actually think I know the answer and I can't get anybody else to see it. You're not hearing that from me this time because I completely understand how you pit the clock and goodwill against one another. The stance that I'm taking is like it makes sense because what you're saying is, listen, man, we're going into year 4, and now you want to trim the fat and go back to this and do that. Well, and you fold your arms. I'm not disparaging anybody from doing that, right? I saw it on social media the whole last 10 days with this whole Ekeler thing, right? Like, people are just fed up, and that's okay. I'm curious because I've seen it work so often, and I think the intent is good, so I'm patient. The same as I think those guys and gals could be glass half empty because the best indicator is the fact it hasn't gotten done here. I'm okay with that. Same as you guys could be looking at me like, God, man, like this dude always thinks we can pull this off. Like sometimes it's just people's opinions and one isn't more right than the other. I'm just going to stand my ground because I'm curious because I've seen it work even on this campus. We overlook baseball. Will Bolt had to do something similar. Coach Cook, you don't think that he heard the discourse about losing a couple players in the portal and them not being able to win the big one and him having to revamp his style late in his tenure? We've seen it with Coach Hoiberg. Like, I'm just a teacher by nature. So I don't want to read the case file and be like, oh, yep, this is what they've done the first 6 years of their elementary career, so I'm going to do this, right? So I'm not down on you, and I don't think you're crazy. Right. I don't think you're crazy. But to Ravi's point about the staff.
Yeah, so you asked the question about chefs, and I understand where the question comes from. Here's the thing, though. Most chefs always want more help. The difference is everybody has to know exactly what their job is. They have to know who's in charge, and you have to put people in a place to be successful. You can't put somebody that's a really good prep cook on the hotline during a busy time. Like, there's just a difference there, right? So it's not, to me, it's never been about the number of people on staff. It's, is there enough alignment and order for all of those people to be useful? Because I do think almost anywhere in the country would take more help rather than less help, but it's about making sure that help is organized in a way that actually matters. I think that's the real question, not the number of guys on staff, if I'm being honest.
Okay, I can vibe with that. You know, guys, and Damon, you've known me for 30 years. I'm an optimist when it comes to Nebraska football. There is very few things that I would say to you or to Ravi or on air that I wouldn't say to Coach Rhule. And I, you know, I'm not, if special teams weren't like we hadn't seen the giant improvement, I don't think it'd be as big a deal. But I mean, we want to see people at a high level that are, you know, well compensated, and the people that were talking crazy about Cook, just enjoy what that looks like, because the alternative when you complain when you're doing really well isn't a good look. And so
we talked to him off air, so Ravi got a chance to see the Coach Cook that I've known for years, and you had to be taken aback at his.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I don't know him at all, so it was really interesting to see his like non-public facing kind of personality.
Yeah, man, it's hard for everybody, Lance. I'm just telling you.
Man, well, you know, guys, I wish
cut him off, Shane, because we have to get to our next guest at 9. You don't have to take a break. Are you worried about getting beat up by Austin and Rico? It won't take both of them. They just get you one at a time. Oh, we still got Lance? Go ahead, Lance. Finish your thought.
I'm still here.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Guys,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm hoping it improves the Rhule and the guys. And I'm excited for basketball and what that's going to look like. You know, we have about a week stretch where we'll find out if they're a 2 seed or a 1 seed, or if they're a 4 seed, and just enjoy this ride. That picture from Saturday where you got Hoiberg just arms folded after Price hits that shot, and Pavelka and Price just going nuts. Probably one of the greatest pictures that I've ever seen. There's there's so many emotions in one picture that it's just like, wow, this is going to be fun, boys. So enjoy the ride, buckle up, and go Big Red.
Appreciate it, Lance. Good call. If you want to be part of the ride as well, you can be part of the Glow Big Red initiative. starting noon, February 11th, concludes noon, February 12th. Make donations at glowbigred.unl.edu. They can go to different colleges and departments. They can go straight to Husker athletics. They can go to fraternities and sororities, whatever student organizations that you want. Wherever your favorite part of the university is, that's where your money can go as part of the Glow Big Red initiative. And an exclusive giveaway: when donors make gifts totaling $75 or more during Glow Big Red, they will receive a free Husker Canvas tote bag. It's glowbigred.unl.edu. We'll talk to Will Backus coming up next. Talk a little college football national championship. I don't know if you forgot, that's tonight. There's a lot going on. Sean McDermott just got fired from the Bills. There's a lot going on. Just imagine if we knew what down by contact was, Sean McDermott might have a job this morning.
Or guys make field goals in Baltimore. It's a crazy profession.
It really is. Will Backus coming up next from CBS Sports.
Thank you. Yeah, disappointing loss, but we were deep in trouble after first 2 sets, and we made some adjustments. We felt like we need to make some adjustments, bring some reinforcements on the court. We did that, and it paid back big time. I think in set 4 we started down 8-1. She went on an amazing serve run. Those are really tough serves, and in the timeout we were, hey, let's just, by the point 16, let's just close the gap maybe down to 3-4 points, and we were within 1 point. So I'm very proud of what we accomplished, being down and fought back, and put ourselves again in a situation where we can be successful. And tie break is a lottery, and unfortunately we score 0%. That means on our serve we did not win a point. That means defend and transition, and it's really, really hard to not do that and be successful against I guess national champions from last year. So those are my general thoughts.
I mean, congrats to Nebraska. Heck of a team, man. I told Fred before the game I admire the way they play. You got a bunch of guys who are just a collection of their parts. I mean, it's really refreshing to watch, and the purity that they play, the joy they play with, the toughness they play with, and you saw firsthand today. You know, it's why they're 18-0, and we're just not at that level. You know, thought we played pretty well for 20 minutes, and then in the second half, I thought they wore us down, and we just haven't been mentally tough enough to kind of fight through those situations, unfortunately, you know, in our league games. And it's kind of been a common theme, and we're going to continue to work on it. And, but, you know, I thought that second half, when the game got away from us, their toughness and kind of togetherness and kind of resolve just was able to wear us down over time.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, you know, I think leading up to this game, there's been a lot of pro-Indiana hype, a lot of rat poison out there. And I happened to see Holly Rose thing on social media this morning about our guys hugging each other at the end of practice. And it is a close team. And I've witnessed quite a bit of sentimentalism throughout the week from some of our seniors who we've been with quite a long time. I think it's time to sharpen the saw now. Throw those warm fuzzies out the door. That sentimentalism. You know, it's time to go play a game against a great opponent. We got to have a sharp edge going into this game. And, you know, you don't go to war with warm milk and cookies.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined by Will Backus. He's a college,
like my coworkers,
college football writer for CBS Sports. Will, what's going on, buddy? How we doing?
Not much. I hear it's a pretty big day in the college football world.
Well, no disrespect, man, but how are you with warm milk and cookies? Does it put you to sleep at night?
I think it does, but I'm partial to it. Maybe not warm milk. That sounds kind of gross.
Yeah, warm cookies, cold milk.
And
Yeah.
cold milk.
Yeah, there you go. So would a nice soft batch of chocolate chip cookies deter your competitiveness, Will? Like that's the real answer. I mean, can you be competitive and still like your cookies soft?
I mean, look, Santa's fueled by milk and cookies. If it gets him going to, deliver presents to the whole world. That's
In one night, Will. Come on.
One night. Unbelievable.
Well, so let me ask you this, because I sit here and I go, okay, I'm seeing, we see Sean McDermott get fired this morning and all sorts of stuff going on in the NFL. And I keep sitting here asking myself this question. There's nobody that I've seen in recent memory that feels like they have more to prove to the world than Curt Cignetti. If they win a national championship tonight, am I crazy to think that he's interested in an NFL job?
Well, the pool of candidates is lousy.
Yeah, he could have a good job.
I mean, I don't know if he'd necessarily be interested. I mean, he's come out and said that he's not an NFL guy. Obviously, you can't always take what coaches say at face value. They lie all the time.
I wonder if that bit would play with professionals, though. Because he's very controlling.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be an interesting adjustment for him because he's kind of like the Nick Saban type CEO guy, right? And obviously, Saban didn't work out in the NFL just because kind of his personality really conflicted with what NFL teams normally look for. But, I mean, he'd have to be a super appealing candidate. I mean, he's won everywhere he's been. If he wins a national title, he will complete probably the greatest turnaround we've ever seen in sports, not just college football, but sports. It's already right up there. I mean, Indiana's been – we're talking about the all-time losing its program in college football, and now they're about to play for a national title. So, I mean, he'd obviously be an appealing candidate, and he can say all he wants, I'm not interested in the NFL. But, money talks. I know he's pretty well set at Indiana, but a lot of guys are enticed by that NFL opportunity. So I think he'd definitely get some calls, and we would see if any NFL teams are able to sway him.
I know you're going to call me crazy, but every day that ends in Y, man, I'm all in on Miami plus the points tonight. And I would even spend some of my partner Ravi's money, $10, on the money line too with Miami. How crazy am I that I keep running my head into the wall against doing anything that is anti-Hoosier at this point?
I don't think you're crazy specifically in regards to Miami. I mean, I think that Miami can match up with Indiana's physicality. That's just kind of something that Indiana has done really well so far through the playoffs. They've just beat the crap out of teams they've played. And I think Miami has the offensive line and defensive line to hold up against them. So they match up well in that regard. I think what concerns me with Miami is discipline. Indiana is the most disciplined team in football. They don't commit stupid penalties. They don't turn the ball over. And then they take advantage of other people's mistakes. I mean, we saw against Oregon, right? First play, Dante Moore stares down a receiver on a short out route. Indiana takes that for 6. That's pretty much game right there. Like, Indiana's in control from that point on. So Indiana's super opportunistic, and Miami can make some really crucial mistakes. They had a lot against Ole Miss. They were able to overcome it because Ole Miss made its fair share. So I think that's kind of where the difference is going to be. But I don't think you're completely off base for thinking that Miami can definitely hang around. And I think it'll be a little bit closer than maybe some people would expect.
You feel good about betting on a coaching matchup of Mario Cristobal versus Curt Cignetti? Because I would.
No. No. I mean, I know Miami's made it this far, and Cristobal has definitely gotten past some of his normal hangups to get to this point, like clock management throughout the playoffs, been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those last couple drives they had against Ole Miss. I know Ole Miss got pretty close to scoring, but Miami managed the clock pretty well in their last offensive possession. So that's a big thing. Again, it's just a discipline aspect. Like, Miami's always been kind of wild under Cristobal, and he has not reined that in yet, and I don't know if he's going to be able to for tonight.
When you're talking about not making mistakes or, playing a perfect way, can you pit that against just competitive. Like if we're going to talk about intangibles, where do you think the fact that Cristobal's personality is the way that it is? We know he's not a fake tough guy. We know his teams are ultra competitive. We know that they felt slighted on this run being a 10 seed. Where do you pit that in the list of this may matter when you look at the fact that Indiana plays as close to perfect as they do?
I think it does matter because, obviously Indiana has the mental edge of having, Curt Cignetti as their head coach, and I don't think he's going to ever demand anything lower than excellence. Like, he's not the kind of coach that's going to let his team get complacent. Yeah, Indiana's 15-0. Yeah, they're favored. Yeah, most people probably think that they're going to win pretty comfortably, but he's not going to let his team rest on its laurels. He's the type of guy that's going to tell them that they haven't done anything yet and that they still need to prove themselves. So
they
Miami
probably believe it.
Yeah, and they probably buy into it too. He's probably like the Kirby Smart type magician where his team's always the underdog. But like Miami also has a mental edge where, they were the last at-large team to make it. They jumped past Notre Dame kind of controversially. I think the committee made the right decision, but kind of the way it played out was very controversial with just a random reversal at the end of the year. So, there was a lot of kind of controversy with that. A lot of people have doubted Miami throughout this whole run. I don't think they've been. I think they were favored against Ole Miss, but they weren't favored against Texas A&M. And so, they definitely weren't favored against Ohio State. So, they've got kind of that mental underdog kind of edge, and that does mean something at this time of year. You shouldn't have to provide your own motivation to go win a national championship, but every extra little data point that you can get to point your team in that direction definitely helps.
So where do you put talent in this game? Because I have yet to hear about this, and I've said this, Ravi can attest to this, for a month. At any time Miami takes the field, they can make the case that they have the best offensive and defensive players on the field. Yet we always used Cristobal as the yeah, but. At what point do you look at talent?
Yeah, I mean, college football is a Jimmy's and Joe's game, and it's all about amassing talent. I mean, we see kind of the NIL era has obviously leveled the playing field a bit, but traditionally we see the most talented teams winning championships, and there's no doubt that on paper, Miami is the more talented team. There's more NFL players on Miami's roster. There's more former blue chip prospects on Miami's roster. There's more guys that were super heavily recruited out of high school on Miami's roster. And so they do have, I think, the on paper talent advantage. Now, Indiana's got some guys. Like, obviously, Fernando Mendoza is going to go number 1 overall. I've already mentioned D'Angelo Pons. He's going to be drafted really early. They've got a lot of guys that have NFL futures, but a lot of their guys are kind of those under-recruited, unheralded prospects. Doesn't mean they're bad football players. It just means that they don't necessarily come with the same sort of pedigree that a lot of guys on Miami's roster does. So, but again, I think that's where like coaching makes a difference, and also evaluation. Like, just because a lot of guys on Indiana's roster didn't have great ratings doesn't mean they're not great players. It could just be people that evaluate missed, but Curt Cignetti didn't. And so he's got an incredible eye for talent and getting guys together. And so, yeah, like Miami's on paper more talented. And that could give them maybe a slight edge, but I don't know if it's enough to make a huge difference.
Will, I'm going to move a little bit away from the national championship game here and kind of to what we saw over the course of the last couple of weeks with the transfer portal and all the player movement going on there. It seems like, A, the quarterback market's been super strange, and B, there's maybe not even fewer jobs available than it has been even in the past. How have you processed some seemingly big names? I believe DJ Lagway's still out there, for instance. Took Sam Levitt a long time to find a home. How do you process these big names that we were really high on coming into the season versus what we've seen and how things have played out so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you're seeing is I don't want to say the death of quarterback development, because obviously at some point the market's going to reset a bit. Yeah, like the market's going to reset. Like these, 5th, 6th, 7th year guys are going to filter out. COVID years are almost up. So, I just think also you're going to see teams rely more and more on the transfer portal to get quarterbacks, though. If you're a college coach, you've got two choices. You could either invest millions of dollars in an unproven high school prospect that you're not sure is going to turn out, or you could invest millions of dollars in going out and getting a guy that's thrown for 3,000, 4,000 yards at the college level, even if it's at a lower level, and you know that he's, got that proven production. He's already been developed. He's already been a college football program, so his body is already, good for a college football game. And so I think more coaches are just going to lean towards that easy free agency path. And I mean, we saw it this year, right? All 4 college football playoff semifinal teams, the starting quarterbacks were former transfers. Tonight's national title game, both starting quarterbacks are veteran former transfers that came in to their programs with starting experience from somewhere else. I just think that it's going to be really hard for high school quarterbacks to see the field more frequently unless a team just has to, or unless that this guy is the next big thing. And of course, these quarterbacks are going to have to come from somewhere. So high school prospects aren't going to go away completely, but I think you're going to see a lot of the top teams and big spenders like LSU or Texas Tech or Oregon lean more and more on the transfer portal as opposed to developing their own sort of in-house guys.
Well, let me ask you something. Could you see, since we're kind of intimating that you don't think the market is sustainable or this process has long-term success written all over. Could you see with the amount of guys still left in the portal without jobs, or how you have a Damon Williams, or these shaky instances with guys being kind of hung out to dry on the school's end? Could you see some kind of collaborative, quiet effort amongst coaches to regain control? Or do you think wanting to win and keep their jobs will still continue to reign supreme? I just don't know coaches at this level that are such alphas will be willing to acquiesce to a system they can't control.
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily think coaches are enthused with the way things are right now. Like most of them, even guys like Lane Kiffin, who have made their living in the portal and that rely almost entirely on the portal to build their team. Like I think that they understand that the current system just isn't sustainable. We obviously cannot reverse what has happened. Like there's no way to put the genie back in the bottle, but I think that they're going to want to push for a system where, kind of like we saw with Damon Williams at Washington, and you mentioned, where these contracts are enforceable. Like we're treating them basically like employees. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a complex legal situation, and we almost saw that come to play at Washington with Damon Williams, where Washington was like, okay, well, we're going to sue you.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting collusion or anything, but coaches, they talk. The convention's coming up. Like, I don't know. Like, how they got to find a way to control this, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I think coaches obviously have a lot of power at the end of the day, and I mean, they're the ones that are probably driving a lot of this stuff. Like, obviously, Jed Fish, I'm sure, didn't just sit on his hands when everything happened with Damon Williams and was like, okay, I'm sure he pushed Washington and even the Big Ten to be like, we need to do something about this. Yeah. Like, we cannot let this happen. We've got to put our foot down. And I know that even with the Damon Williams situation, there was a meeting between Big Ten athletic directors and coaches about how can we enforce this and how can we stop this from happening. And so, yeah, I mean, coaches have a lot of power. And I think that, it's at this point, schools and coaches probably have more power than the NCAA, just because of the ability to kind of sue the NCAA at this point and get whatever you want. And so I think, if they were to come together and meet and agree on a model and propose that, then that would have some weight and some power in the future of college football.
Will, speaking of being able to agree on things, the Big Ten and SEC have not been able to agree on a future college football playoff format. ESPN's given them a made-up deadline of Friday to make some sort of agreement before the 2026 season, 2027 playoff. Is there it seems like the hangup is that the Big Ten wants a guarantee that 3 years from now they would bump this thing to 24. What? First of all, why? I mean, in whose? Yeah.
If you believe
you believe that, why on earth would that be a good idea for the Big Ten to be pushing or drawing a line in the sand over that particular point?
Yeah, I think that it has to do with level of access, right? And I think what was interesting to me is that the Big Ten doesn't even necessarily care about automatic qualifiers in the 2014 playoff. They just want
they
a
shouldn't.
2014. Yeah, they just want a 2014 playoff because I think that they understand that in a given year with a 2014 playoff, the Big Ten is going to get a lot of teams in that playoff just by the nature of the conference's existence. And I think that the Big Ten has in some ways superseded the SEC as kind of the nation's premier conference just when you look at recent results. And so, yeah, I mean, I think them pushing for expanded playoffs like that is just them understanding that on a yearly basis, automatic qualifiers or not, they're going to get a bunch of teams into that field. And they know that because they're one of those conferences with the SEC that just has the benefit of the doubt and the reputation to be able to put a lot of teams into an expanded college football playoff field, even if they're not necessarily promised a spot.
Well, I'll get you out of here on this. When you're kind of looking at the availability, the number of players still out there, still looking for jobs, you know, mismanaged deals. Like this isn't gonna be a smooth. The recipients are feeling their way through this as well, not just the coaches, but the fluidity of player movement. Do you have a kind of an idea, a hot take, a theory on who may end up benefiting from this chaos that we may not be envisioning at this very moment? My gut says FCS, but maybe not. Maybe it's non-power 4. Like there's just not going to be enough seats at some point. Who wins?
Maybe it's JUCO.
I mean, I don't want to say like, I just think it's a situation where the rich gets richer. Like, I just think that, the way things are going, and I hate to look at it this way, but I think the way things are going is we're just going to see a sort of super league, right? Where a bunch of the bigger schools reach a breaking point where they keep to get more and more and more, and they are obviously getting a lot of what they want, but they're still not going to be satisfied. And so they just kind of get together and they say, all right, we're going to do our own thing. And they understand that they can do that own thing because they're going to make a lot of money doing it because they, to be honest, draw the most eyes. I think that there's probably going to be a lot of schools that get left out in the cold. I know that there's been a push for like a group of 5 or a group of 6, whatever you want to call it now, kind of play off of their own. I could see that happening. Because there's already kind of been that media machine going where they're like, well, we need to keep the group of 5 out of the playoff, to make these games more competitive and more fair. And so like, I don't want to be a defeatist, or kind of a doomer about it, but I think that it's going to just continue to be the rich getting richer. And I don't necessarily know if I see any lower level schools kind of benefiting from where things are heading. Unfortunately.
Is it ever ironic to you and that when a group of 5 team gets their head beat in, it's always got to keep them out of the playoff, but when Alabama gets their head beat in, it's never got to keep the SEC from getting 5 teams again?
Yeah. No, it's definitely very hypocritical. Like I think it's a little ridiculous, and I've been beating the drum that there's going to be blowouts in the playoffs. Like it happens all the time. The NFL playoffs have been actually pretty competitive overall this year, but there's even been a couple blowouts. Like that's just how a playoff system works. That doesn't mean that we should limit access to the playoffs. That doesn't mean that these teams don't deserve to be there. Like they earned the right to be there. James Madison put up a better fight against Oregon than like half of the SEC teams did in the playoffs. And James Madison had to go on the road and play Oregon. And so Texas A&M played worse at home. Alabama got the crap beaten out of them by Indiana in the Rose Bowl. And so like, I don't think just because we can't base the playoff off of hypotheticals. We can't say, well, this team shouldn't make it because they're probably going to get blown out. They've earned it. They deserve to be there. They won the games that they had to win to make the playoffs, you know? And it's just, it's silly. It's a silly argument. Like, I don't think we should base it off of hypothetical blowouts, or even like, just because James Madison got blown out this year doesn't mean whatever group of 5 team makes the playoff next year is going to get blown out. Just because Alabama got blown out this year doesn't mean Alabama, if it makes the playoff next year, which I don't think it will, that's another discussion, is going to get blown out, you know? And so, like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't, it's a bad argument, but unfortunately, that's just kind of, I think, the way things are headed. And that's just because group of 5 teams don't have the voice that Power 4 teams do, because they don't bring in as much views or money. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what talks in college football.
Last one for me, Will. We're talking about like pool of candidates, and this had more to do with the NFL than not, and going back to college versus staying in the pros. More likely to happen for you, Brian Kelly back in college football in the 2026-2027 year, or Kalen DeBoer is retained as Alabama's head coach?
Gosh. I guess Brian Kelly.
What?
Just
That's fascinating, but I kind of agree.
I mean, if you don't think Alabama's making the playoff next year, you're basically saying Kalen DeBoer gets fired.
That's what you're telling them.
Yeah, I don't see Alabama making the playoffs next year, just given what they've lost and kind of what they've done. They've had a really bad transfer portal, like by Alabama standards, and so there's a lot of huge question marks on that roster. And like Alabama, I'm not even just saying this with the gift of hindsight. Alabama shouldn't have made the playoff this year.
I agree.
And so
we all agree there, Will. Don't worry.
I believe me, I died on that hill.
This is a safe place for that take.
I've been saying that since the bracket was revealed. Like, they had no business being there. And so, like, I don't think next year's Alabama team is going to be better than this year's at all. And so I think that there's a chance that they move on. Either he gets another job, because I still think he's a great coach. I just think Alabama's probably a bad fit for him. So I think that there's a good chance that there's probably like a quiet kind of separation where they're like, all right, yeah, you can go. Or they kind of outright fire him depending on how bad things go. But I don't see Kalen DeBoer being at Alabama for much longer. I don't love Brian Kelly as a coach either, but I could see, Michigan State just hired Pat Fitzgerald, so I could see some, desperate team taking a swing on him and hoping that he can at least level things out for him.
Is there a power? I keep fibbing with one more question. Is there a power? You said Jed Fish earlier, and it sparked interest because my hot take was Jed Fish would be on the move by the end of last season. Like I said that in the offseason before Washington's season. And I don't know how close that was or was not to happening, but is there a coach that you could see that's going to be on the move, kind of highly sought after, it's that you'd like to make a prediction on?
DeBoer for sure. Here's one. Dabo Swinney. I think that his Clemson isn't going to fire him. I don't know if Clemson can fire, just kind of who he is at this point. I don't know if Clemson can fire him, but I think that if Clemson comes out next year and continues the trend that they're going on, it's going to be one of those things that I kind of mentioned with DeBoer, where Clemson's okay with letting him look around, and they're not going to fight too hard. They're going to want another school to give them an out. They don't want to fire him unless the only scenario where they fire him is if Clemson plummets off of a cliff and goes 4-8 or 3-9 or something.
Did you see Clemson quietly shopping their own coach? Hey, we got a guy.
Hey, you ever heard of this Dabo guy? Couple natties.
You ever heard of Dabo?
Got a couple natties.
Hey, we'll work with you on this buyout.
Oh, we can help you out here. We can listen. Everything's on sale.
Yeah.
No, so Dabo was my Jed Fish this year. I thought Dabo would be on the move.
I thought you'd say Jimbo Fisher because you're an FSU guy.
No,
You think Jimbo comes back to college? He's got a lot of opinions.
I was gonna say he's made it incredibly clear how hard it is to work with him. Like, that's tough to overcome.
Not only that, like if I'm Jimbo Fisher, why would you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
He
sit
can
on my
make
oil
like
money.
$10 million a year sitting on a beach in Cancun, and he doesn't have to deal with 18-year-olds asking for a $10 million contract. Like, why would you come back?
Free Cancun.
Mm.
All right, well, fantastic stuff, man. Appreciate you letting us stretch you.
Yeah, of course.
That's Will Backus, CBS Sports. Appreciate his time. As always, good stuff there. For what it's worth, the largest margins of defeat in this year's college football playoff in order. Alabama lost by 35. Oregon lost by 34. Tulane lost by 31. Texas Tech lost by 23. And then you get James Madison in the 5 spot, losing by 17.
Ravi, Lulla, more of his hot takes.
I'm just saying.
And
Ravi,
you don't go to war with more milk and cookies.
If we're going by margin,
I mean, where else is that going to play?
If we're going by margin of defeat, Alabama should be out. No more SEC teams in the playoff. Oregon should be out. I guess no more Big Ten teams in the playoff. Texas Tech should be out. I guess no more Big 12 teams in the playoff. Like, what are we doing here? This is stupid. It's dumb. Sometimes people get their ass kicked. That's what happens. It's college football. You think Oregon didn't belong?
Oh,
like,
you don't go to war with more milk and cookies.
Because Indiana beat their head in. Did Oregon not belong in the college football playoff? What are we doing? Now Alabama didn't belong.
I'm not a Morris good guy. So
24 is too many. 24 is too. That's crazy. 24 is too many. What are we doing?
Is there any reason for more than 12? Like, are we not getting it right?
I would like to see them stay at 12 for a few years to see how it goes.
Yeah, are we not getting it right though?
I don't know yet. That's what I mean. We've had this for.
You don't think we're going to figure out who the best team in college football is so far?
I think regardless of how many teams were in the playoff, we were going to find out Indiana was the best team in college football no matter what.
Man, we don't have a bet on it today.
No, but if you would like to place a wager,
I don't know yet.
I
do know one thing for sure.
Own
give me all 8.5 of them. All of them.
Is it up to 8.5 now?
Man, give me all of them.
I think you're making up numbers.
Would I do that?
My play is superfluous here.
Plus, it's unnecessary. Yes, I've got it 8.5.
Okay, so I'm not making that up.
I would give you. What do I want to do here? How much do I owe you? What am I at? 80?
80, yeah.
If you give me if we get this down to 6.5.
No.
Hold on.
Why would I give you points?
Because I'm giving you something better in return.
Okay.
Relax. It's a negotiation.
4, 6, 8, 12.
You think I'm just going to be like, hey, give me 2 points, and you get nothing in return?
I'm going to let Kobe handle my negotiations. Is he around?
All right.
Is Kobe still in the stream?
You give me 6.5. I will give you 40 on top of the number. You only have to give me 20 back. So if you win at 6.5, it goes up to 120. If I win at 6.5, it goes down to 60. That's good money there. That's plus 200 on an alternate line.
Well, it's fantastic. And if I think Miami can win, I'll take any. The key number thing.
I know.
Throwing.
That's why I want to get below. If I'm giving you 2-1, I want below the key number.
Let me ponder that. I will give you an answer before the end of this show.
All right, let's take.
That's a really good job of on the fly neggy-oddy-addy.
Yeah, trying to find a balance there of what's appealing. You know.
Yep. That's intriguing.
All right, you think about it.
Can I just ask something?
Sure.
Though? And if you simply said, "Do I watch football?" it would piss me off, but I would understand.
Okay.
Why does everybody think Miami's going to get hammered tonight? Okay, fine.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I mean, I explained this at the beginning of the playoff. I'm just not betting against Indiana anymore. I'm not.
What was the delivery you were going to like? Do you watch football? So everybody's just in consensus. I think me and Degenerate are the only ones that.
That's fine. You can have Miami. You really want to take. I get the talent thing. Will brought this up. If you want to talk about 24/7 composite talent rankings, Miami's at 15. You want to guess where Indiana is?
Listen, I understand.
No, do you want to get? I mean, do you want to legitimately? Do you want to guess where they are in college football on their talent composite rating?
And is this current or when the season started, or
I believe this is when the season started. So
I'd say
their transfer classes and
I'd say 36,
lower,
41,
lower,
54,
lower.
Jeez, it's fine.
72 is where they had them. Clearly,
what I meant was my first three answers
combined.
Yeah.
Getting closer.
Yeah. Zoe math.
They are just.
Do I listen to my inner Alex or my inner Jack?
Which one's Alex? What's he saying?
Alex says sometimes I have to learn to just say no. Jack is like,
I don't know. Like here, even if I looked at it, I go, okay, the
man.
talent discrepancy is too much. I cannot get over the idea of, I think Mario Cristobal is going to out-scheme Curt Cignetti or out-coach Curt Cignetti. That doesn't sound good to me at all. That sounds terrible. I know he's been a little better this year in the playoffs, but if I'm like, if I went outside my body and looked down and was like, that idiot's about to take Mario Cristobal over Curt Cignetti, what are we doing?
Could I sweeten the pot by saying you have to eat something that I did not refrigerate the night before?
No.
It won't be like eggs. It'll be meat.
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't
you
wouldn't eat like overnight ribs?
I'm giving you 2-1 on a team you think is going to win outright.
I said could.
I'm giving you 2-1 plus 6.5 points on a team you think can win outright. I've already given you all the things you need.
I made some good wings. You want?
No.
No, I refrigerated those.
Well, yes, then I will take those. Wait, how long did you refrigerate them after?
Well, I put them in that night.
Okay. When did you cook them?
Saturday.
No, what time Saturday?
It was dinner.
Okay, yeah, then I would take the wings. I'm just saying.
It's too cold to go outside.
I already gave you all the concessions I'm willing to make on this.
I don't know what. Let me see what.
This is sort of a Matt Rhule, Dylan Raiola deal. Like,
it's never worth the risk.
This is sort of
I need a nudge.
Like, yeah, Dylan, you can come back to Nebraska, but it's going to be on these terms and these terms only.
All right, let me hang on.
You take a. Let's take.
Just a second. Hey, Zoe, take your headphones off for a second. Indiana or Miami? I can't hear you. She says Indiana. Oh man.
At least somebody in your house has some sense.
Why did she say Indiana?
Because she's watched more football than you, apparently.
Wow.
TK, hold on there. Let's take a super quick break.
All right, yeah, I need to.
Yeah, you need to think through this.
2-1 is outstanding.
2-1. You're only giving away 2 points.
I know.
TK, hang on there.
No, I'm not, Suave.
We're gonna take.
I don't want a dead partner.
We're taking a quick break. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
I mean, I kind of expected it. I see all the players that come back, whether they're from Nebraska or they played for the Supernovas and they come back. And so that's what makes this place special. And these fans are loyal. Like, they love their Nebraska people. They love anyone that has won here and done things here. And that's what makes this place special. I mean, it honestly is probably the most fun environment that I've never got to experience other than being on the court, but I'm sure being in the stands and being a part of that is so cool. But it's very cool to feel that when you come back, because it's welcoming. It's not like they're booing you. It's not like they're proud still, and they're like welcoming you back as like a whole. And so that's special. And it's fun to see people outside this gym. I mean, I go to restaurants. We went to lunch and they were like hugging me and like that excited to see us being back, and like that's just cool.
same fight. Stop laughing. I just think this league is really, really competitive, and every team took a step up this year and who they were putting on their roster, and so every game is going to be a battle, but I'm really proud of how we keep responding in moments where we don't look so hot, but it's just a testament to how hard they're practicing every day, the trust that they have in one another, so obviously I'm happy to get out of here with a win.
I mean, it's 0-0 at that point. Kaz, our middle blocker, was saying, like, we have to put our foot on the gas from the very first point of the fifth set, and we can't wait for them to hand it to us. We have to go out and take it.
Yeah, no, I think we just had a different mentality and look to us in that fifth set. Because we know last game that, they went to 5-2, and this is our second time going to 5, and we're just such a tough team. We know how tough we are, and we know that we can grit it out in tough moments. And I think we just trusted each other in that fifth set, looked each other in the eyes, and said, hey, let's go, we're winning this.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. Don't forget, make sure you go see our friends at Next Gen Male Medical. It's that time of year. There's been some sickness going around. It's not just about testosterone or weight loss or whatever. You can get a little B12 shot. You can get a little vitamin D shot as well. Make sure you can stay healthy through the winter. Give your immune system a little bit of a boost as well. See if you can avoid some of the sickness that's been running around. Basically, whatever you're looking for to make yourself feel your best, Next Gen Male Medical has you covered. Man, woman, doesn't matter. They've got you covered. Just like our guy TK always has us covered. Calling in.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on now. You gonna hate on TK?
All right, naturally leveraged. What do we got?
TK, what's going on, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all doing?
All right, TK, did he mute himself? There he is. I hear noise. He said, hold up.
What's up, TK?
Good morning, fellas. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
What's up, Buttercup?
Oh, not much. I'm just going to say this real quick. I don't really have a good feel on the game tonight.
Yeah.
I just know that Kurt Signetti has made me plenty of student loan and house payments. So if I had to choose a side, I'll take Indiana and the points.
Oh, shoot. Just chipping away at the debt, huh, TK?
Yeah, I do think it's more likely than not that they blow them out than they win a close game. If that's
no,
weird,
I would probably
weird take, but
no, I would probably agree. So do you know, even though I love 2-1, do you know what's really sticking in my craw? It's not even Signetti.
that you don't get to poison Ravi.
That's part of it.
It's not even point. You guys, I can't believe what ninnies you are. And TK, you're an old lineman. Don't tell me the worst thing you've put in your mouth is day-old meat. Come on, man.
Well, here's the deal. I can accept the fact that I've made poor choices.
Me too.
Yeah, you continue to make them, though.
You're not accepting the fact that you make them.
I just think it's overblown. I didn't say it was best practices. I just think it's overblown.
Okay, keep going.
No, so what do you think about refrigerated waffles? If we make extra waffles for Zoe, do you think I should put those in the fridge?
I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm not eating old waffles.
Wow. Even my 7-year-old eats
refrigerated or not
2-day-old waffles.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
They're sensational.
That's like that's like struggling really hard as a junior in college. Like, man, the cap is closed and
and all I got in the apartment is some waffles from
Sometimes
like,
you just don't
a
want to get up
vendor that
every
we had-
morning
we
and
were
make
on 2
fresh
days ago.
waffles, TK. And she doesn't eat cereal because she doesn't like milk.
That's what Eggos are for, man.
No, we ain't doing that.
I'm just saying.
TK, so you're.
I mean, I'm glad that you love your child.
I do. One of the few things I actually love.
How do you love your middle one right now?
He's better. He's back in good graces.
They're on speaking terms again, TK.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you reconciled your hardship with the goat.
Yeah, just tell him. I was picking him up for intramurals yesterday, and he's so mad at how this season went. We left a certain way, and so we had to pass the field. And he goes, "I can't wait to get back on that thing this season, man. We got our kicked last time I was out there." I was like, "Yeah, we did. Something to look forward to."
Yeah, go take some people's heads off.
All right, buddy. I'm going to contemplate this real time. I appreciate you. Wait, did you have a Justin Herbert comment? Did you have a Justin Herbert take?
I do have a Justin Herbert comment.
What do you got?
Man, he is the luckiest loser of all freaking time. That C.J. Stroud went out there and got obliterated because everybody's going to forget that dude played like a total bum. And
what Justin do to you
about how good he is?
Wow. Glad you didn't pass up the opportunity to continually slap my wrist during this call.
Well, it's because I love you.
Yeah, I can tell.
Hey,
I can tell.
Kyler Murray, I think will do good for you guys next year on the Steelers.
That's your guy. You should be thrilled.
I would be, actually.
I mean,
I think it'd actually be good.
I would be elated if we had Kyler Murray.
You could hire Cliff Kingsbury as your head coach too. Just get the band back together.
I can't stand.
Well,
No?
if you
don't
just
want that?
get him in a culture of toughness.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little rigor. It'd help him.
Little Richard?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, right, not the right day.
I know.
You can't do that today, Robbie.
Exactly.
No, I just misheard him.
Oh, yeah, gum in your mouth and your ears or something.
I thought we were just comparing. I thought we were comparing levels of toughness. I got Little Richard, Kyler Murray. That seems about right.
Wow. All right, TK. I see what you started. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day off.
We'll see you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Wow, really?
What? What'd I do?
Nothing.
You think Kyle Murray's tough?
I would love for Kyler Murray to be in Pittsburgh.
Could I?
Just do you not want me around? Have the Steelers hire Mike McCarthy. Dude, your boy would be outro.
Is there anybody they're talking to that you actually want?
I wouldn't mind Brian Flores.
Okay. Who else are they talking to?
Mentor.
How you feel about Mentor? Okay.
Lukewarm.
Not strong.
Yeah.
Like the inside of a tauntaun.
For the record, I brought up tauntauns, and you guys are using it against me.
I'm not using it against you. You said lukewarm. That was a funny joke that one of the commenters made.
It was actually funny.
You know, you don't go to war with warm milk and cookies.
Not every joke I make is at your expense. Most of them, yes.
Yeah, you're about 90%.
Yeah, but that means there's 10% that are just other
So
stuff.
I can't say Justin Herbert's a good quarterback anymore?
You can say he's a good quarterback, but I think there has to be a but immediately after.
How about and?
Nope.
His offensive line was shredded.
Nope. He gets 1 year of offensive line
What
shredded.
was the difference between Justin Herbert and Drake May yesterday in terms of not taking care of the ball? May got his back?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I just asked because it was the same Texans defense.
No, I understand that.
That was a piss poor performance in ball security yesterday.
Justin Herbert had a porous offensive line, and this isn't the first time he struggled to win games. And he gave up a 30-point lead to Jacksonville in a playoff game.
And he had 5 turnovers last year.
And he's never won a damn thing in his life. How about those for some ands?
Oh, man.
So, yeah, you could say whatever you want about Justin Herbert being a good quarterback, but much like me and Trevor Lawrence, there's got to be a but right after. Trevor Lawrence is generational talent, but his production has never come anywhere close to his talent. Justin Herbert is a really good quarterback, but he don't win a damn thing.
How about 7? Give me 7.
Nope. No pushes. I'm giving you 2-1, man. You're not getting anything else. That's where we're at.
Wow. Arms folded, hands on the table.
Arms wide open.
Where are we expecting the score to be at?
That's a good question. For Miami to win, I think they have to ball control and possess this thing. So I don't know. If I want to win, Shane,
yeah,
it has to be like 23-20
for Miami to win.
Low 20s. It cannot get it. Miami can't score 27. So if it gets there, it's a loss. I think 24 is pushing it. I never finished my statement because we got to naturally leveraged. It's not the Signetti thing. It's not. You know what it is?
What?
It's Mendoza versus Beck. So who's going to play the most that doesn't make it that?
I mean, I think I take Mendoza there.
No bleep.
Yeah.
I don't want Miami to. But Beck's going to have to make a couple of plays. Is this last game-winning drive Carson Beck? Because he's capable.
He is. He's always been capable.
And he's not. And he proved it. He could do it.
Yeah.
Last time out. He was money on that drive.
He absolutely was. And during it, I was still afraid he was going to throw a game-ending interception the entire time.
I'm going to take the 6.5. You're on.
All right, let's do it.
You're on.
20-40.
Chicken sandwich.
So we're thinking 120 versus 60. That's fine.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah. I don't like eating less than 7.
Yeah, I get that.
But again, I do think they can win.
Yeah, if you think they can win outright, 6.5 is a gift.
Shane, give me $5 to put on the money line. It's plus 250. Do you know what that means? I know. Never mind.
Oh, what would I
don't go to war with warm milk?
What would I have to get to give you a money line?
Your right arm.
No, I need that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about that.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
Is I would come and I would sit with you and hang out, but you should give me like 2 days off, and you have to do the show with you and Shane. I would sit here.
Oh, you're just gonna.
Well, because I don't want. What am I going to do at home?
I don't know. Hang out with Zoe.
She's got to go to school.
Oh, you go to school with Zoe. Maybe you can learn something.
Wow. Apparently, I don't watch college football, right?
She can teach you how to watch some ball.
She said Indiana.
Obviously. I mean.
Oh, man.
No, it's going to be good.
All right. What does everybody think I did?
What happened?
He said Herbert is overrated AF. Oh, zip it, Suave.
You know how Puerto feels about good old Justin Herbert.
I know.
You know, I think it's no. So you think if Miami wins tonight, it's got to be like an under 24.
Yeah, it's like a 23-20 kind of game.
So the winning team has less than 24.
If Miami to win.
If Miami wins.
Can you look up what's the team? I'd
Team
be
total?
curious to see. Yeah, what are team totals? That would give me a better idea if I was crazy. I mean,
Well,
you clearly think I'm crazy.
So the total is 47.5.
Okay.
So you're in the neighborhood.
What are the team totals?
Let me see if I can find them. Cause
My man, degenerates should know.
I don't think ESPN gives me the team totals.
You want me to voice text again?
No, that's okay. You don't need to do that.
He's good at that stuff.
It opened at 7.5. It went up to 8.5. So the
you're still safe as a kitten.
The money's on Indiana.
What are the actual team totals?
I'm really not thinking about the next game. I'm thinking about cracking open.
So if it's 47.5 and they think
Indiana's-
Miami's favored, I'm going to say Indiana's team total is 27.5 and Miami's is 19.5.
Yeah, 19.5 or 20.5, somewhere in there. So you're about right.
Hey, Team Edibles is 42-17. By the way, was his response on Twitter not the greatest single response ever? He answered
just the
every
entire
question.
show. Just did the entire show.
Yes to this, no to this, yes to this. This is what I do. This I was like, that's my dude.
Oh, Jose Bueno checking in late. What's up, Jose Bueno?
Well, he's on that West Coast time.
What up, Joe? He's not West Coast, is he?
He said, bro, I can't with the talk to text. My 73-year-old madre talks to can I ask something for the record? He's like the 100th person I've had said that.
That's like an old person move?
Why is talk to text old people stuff?
It's not.
Well, they're certainly not going to take you as credible, Shane. I need somebody else to ride with me. Dude, have you not watched you text? It's horrible.
Hold on. I'll do a live reenactment.
Yeah, like that's old. What he does is old. Why is talk to text old?
I don't know. It doesn't strike me as inherently old, if I'm being honest.
It's efficient.
So here's why I assumed you started doing it. I assumed you couldn't.
Do you wonder why Kobe was my first pick of the draft? Because he never rides with me. He said, explain why it isn't.
Oh, Joe Good is in Southern California. All right.
I told you.
I couldn't remember.
He said talking to your phone is old.
I assumed you did it because you couldn't see the keyboard well enough.
I can talk faster than I can type.
Okay, that's fine.
That's it. It's just an efficiency thing.
I just thought you were having trouble with I don't want to figure out which readers I need and that kind of thing. You're doing you're playing the trombone with your phone here.
Dude, the whole passive-aggressive pot shots is an utter classic.
That's not passive-aggressive. I just came right out and said it.
Sweet, though. It's the arm. I don't do this.
Well, you're trying to find the right range for the readers. No?
Unbelievable. He said you can zoom your text deep. I know.
He does sometimes.
Can I just ask? Can I just say this out loud?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him myself.
Go ahead.
I make fun of people. You know what? I call it fat kid fun. I make fun of people who's like on 12 point on their phone.
Yeah, there's like 2 words per line.
I'm like, I never would
It's
be
like,
that guy.
what's up, DB?
So I go through struggling because I got too much pride.
You're self-conscious about the fat kid text, as you call it. Why is that fat kid text?
I don't know.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with
I don't know. Travis, how old is your wife? That's gonna be the tell-all.
I think he's close to my age.
Or Joe Good, he's got the day off.
Oh, he's a teacher. Did I know that?
Yes, we've been through this, numbnuts. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. He's
35.
she's
She's only 35.
Yeah. So.
She's not old.
No. So there you go.
Dang, could I have him still be my GM? He's kind of a pup.
Well, that's the thing
I told
now.
you he would probably be my GM.
Yeah, that's the thing now.
Oh, young GMs?
Yeah, young GMs, young coaches, young
No,
OCs.
young coaches is the thing, not young GMs.
I mean, Theo Epstein was like 29 when we took over the Red Sox.
Travis would kill captain. What's he going to do as his GM? You guys gave me captain and game dog.
I got to imagine he wouldn't have drafted him.
Travis would quit.
If I had to guess.
He fights with those guys all the time.
But
he's got Kobe right with
him.
He's
got world history. There you go. Jose Bueno, world history teacher.
I can't mix with Dixie. We're done.
We're done. Some of my history teachers were some of my favorite teachers in school.
I don't remember many of my history teachers.
I had a couple.
Somebody would have to tell me that that's what they did, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Very impactful.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I do much history in high school?
I did. I took AP American History. That was a big one for me.
So did I, but who was my teacher?
Loved AP American History. I didn't take European History, but the European History teacher was the GOAT.
European History is crammed down your throat every day. Why do you have to take a class?
Well, I just got to know where the oppression comes from, you know? It's MLK Junior Day. I thought I'd throw you that one. We will overcome.
Okay. You're just so inappropriate.
What? I'm trying to identify.
Help me, right?
I'm trying to identify.
Is that what it is?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Help me help you.
Okay.
I'm trying to identify with you.
Wish your mom would choke you.
Nah, she would never.
That's what Coach Turman teaches at Scott. Yeah, he does. I saw his brother.
History teacher?
Yeah. Seth was doing some grocery shopping Saturday. I was at Hy-Vee.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my favorite history teachers are no longer with us.
I totally accosted him, and he's probably just like, God, you're weird today. I was like, but Seth, I love you. I love you. He's a huge Bills fan. He was looking for good food. I saw Out of Breath Brian, too, Shane. at the grocery store.
Alex says my history teacher smoked weed with us at parties. That's probably not ideal.
Alex is like a sneaky draft pick.
Yeah, he kind of like is like lazing between the
He may
leagues
be
and then
like
just,
getting
pops
Kyron
up.
Williams in the draft.
Yeah.
Good value, super productive, won't get you beat.
It's gonna be like getting Surratt this year.
Okay. Well, I tell you.
Dank says they better do a real draft. Yeah, we'll do a real draft in the off season, like in the summer.
You see, Dixie. Remember my whole reparation thing?
Reparations?
I'm out. I'm out on Dixie.
Repercussions.
I'm out.
You out?
Man, tough.
I mean, judging by the way he spells Dixie, maybe wouldn't have been a big reparations guy. If I had to guess. It's 10:02. We should go. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's that's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Look at Kobe. Dude has 0 cares.
I don't know, man. I'm just reading comments, Kobe.
That might be my GM.
I don't know, man.
Nobody's job is safe.
I don't know.
Can you imagine him just cussing guys out?
Oh, yeah, for sure he would. Yeah. I'm trying to imagine what GM he would remind me of.
Bill Polian.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Bill Polian.
That's a good one.
Kobe is a young Bill Polian.
Happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody.
You're an idiot.
What? It's January.
Go. Say, you might as well say go NBA.
Lots of games on today. That's all I know. We'll be back tomorrow. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.